Alright guys, I hope everyone's doing well today. How are you guys doing? We got about 40 people in the chat so far. I want to go ahead and do a bit of a live stream right now because Bitcoin appears to be testing $11,000, and just on the off chance that Bitcoin decided to do something relatively interesting, I wanted to be here to see it. So I do need to go ahead and adjust our framing here just a little bit. Make sure that everything is set up just the way that we want it. Give me 1 second, guys. Looks like everything is good. How are you guys doing? How is everybody doing this Sunday? I can talk, guys. I clearly don't have my 17 cups of coffee in me today. Evening. Yes, evening. I didn't say morning, did I? I'm so used to saying morning during the recording of the videos. Guys, Bitcoin has been doing some crazy things here over these last few days. Bitcoin has been looking very, very bullish, and I want to talk about that for a little while. Probably only on a live stream for maybe half an hour or so. We'll see how things go. If anything interesting happens, we can go longer. I don't have any plans for the rest of the night. Just got to plan the week, as always. Hello, Todd Mullis. How are you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Hope everybody is doing very, very well. Sound is a little low. Let's look at that. Does anybody else have a problem with the sound? Do I need to turn it up a little bit? Alright, everybody, watch how the wild crypto jab stalks his prey, the elusive like button. You're right, the elusive like button is the way that I stalk my prey. If you guys do enjoy the live stream, you should hit that like button. And the longer that we have more likes going up, the longer that we can live stream for. Anyway, guys, I do want to go ahead and look at Bitcoin here and do a little bit of technical analysis. Sounds tinny and quiet, really. I've been looking into getting a new microphone. I'm using a Blue Yeti, so it should be a fine microphone. I'll look into that. I'll do some test recordings after the live stream, make sure that everything's all right. Sometimes equipment messes up a little bit. Let's see if we can't turn the things up real quick. I'm going to have to go to my Be Right Back screen because some things are going to pop up that don't need to be shown to the world. Let's go ahead and make sure that our sound is all doing good, guys. It's been a little while since we've done a live stream, so do forgive me for technical difficulties here. Let's go ahead and turn the levels up on that just a little bit. Looks like we're doing pretty good now. How does that sound? Is that a little bit better, guys? It's just a little bit louder. I don't know of any other way that I can turn it up, actually. Let's make sure that our audio is set all the way up. It is. Cool beans. Everything is looking good. Maybe take up smoking. Great idea. Yeah, I'm totally going to do that. No, I'm not going to. Hey, Jebba, you're the man. Hey, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and dive on into it because Bitcoin was trading at around $11,100 just a little while ago, and ever since then it has come back down. If we come down here to the 1 second chart, then we can see that Bitcoin is doing relatively well. For some reason, this shows up here and it won't let me click on it. This is a new edition, I'm pretty sure. The seconds edition is only available to premium users. Okay, I am a premium user, so I'm not really sure why that's happening, but that's okay. Let's look here at the minute chart. I didn't know there was a seconds chart. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Bitcoin was testing up here around $11,100 just a little while ago, so technically we have already broken $11,000, guys. $11,000 is a very important level that we need to break before Bitcoin can actually get anything major going for it. We need Bitcoin to get above this zone, as I outlined in the last couple of videos. If Bitcoin can really break through here, if we look on our VPVR, then we're going to see that we've already gotten through a lot of resistance, but there's a lot more sitting up here really in between about where we are now and up to about 11.5. In between 11,000 and 11.5, after we get through that, I'm going to be looking a lot more bullish on Bitcoin. Oh, excuse me, I got the burps. I'm going to be looking a lot more bullish on Bitcoin. I'm going to be feeling a lot more bullish on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is going to be looking a lot more bullish, I suppose I should say. Let's go ahead and look at chat here for a second. Sup, Jeb? Can take a long now. That's actually one of the things I'm going to be doing with the rest of my day is looking for a position for a long and seeing if I like the market enough to be putting a long in. At the moment, I'm definitely looking for a longer-term swing trade with leverage on it for the next month or two. In case you guys are wondering where you can do leverage in the United States without having to use a VPN on BitMEX, although I'm not going to say that you can't do that, if you want to do it the correct way and not have to worry about your funds being taken away, it's something that I can't do because I'm a YouTuber and BitMEX would know. But you can actually use Kraken. Kraken does have some leverage. It's only 5x, and it's not it really is. I don't like it as much as BitMEX, but at the same time, if you guys do want to do leverage in a fully compliant way in the United States, Kraken is probably your only option, actually. Started your course. Oh, yeah, Eric, thank you. I noticed your email earlier today. We had a little bit of a chat. You were saying that you want to take back up cryptocurrency and everything because you had been taking a bit of a break, I think you said, if I remember correctly. You actually called me while I was out, so I had to stop and respond to your email. Eric, for reference, Eric's saying that he started his course. He just joined the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy with a cryptocurrency payment. He actually paid for the course in Bitcoin earlier today. So welcome to the course, Eric. Welcome, everybody. If you are interested in CT2A, there's a link in the description as always, but I'm not really going to talk about it too much. Let's see here. You just entered along with a very tight stop. Do you think Bitcoin would ever go back down to 6K? No, I don't. Let's go ahead and talk about $6,000, and then we'll dive into a little bit more short-term technical analysis. Like I said, guys, I'm not quite sure how long we're going to live stream here, but that's a good question, one that I'll go ahead and give a few minutes to. To be short and concise, no, I don't think Bitcoin is ever going back down to $6,000, at least not with the way the market looks now. It's possible, but it just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for Bitcoin to do that. Let me show you exactly why. If we look here with our moving averages, then we're going to find that there are some very important moving averages that Bitcoin would need to fall below should Bitcoin go that low. One of them would be the 200 daily moving average right here. If we look back in the history of Bitcoin, Bitcoin very rarely goes below the 200 daily moving average at all during bull markets. So if Bitcoin went below the 200 daily moving average, that would mean that the bull market was over. But, guys, guess what? I don't think the bull market's going to go over, and for Bitcoin to get down to $6,000, it has to go below the 200 daily. I don't see Bitcoin doing that. I just don't see Bitcoin doing that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Bitcoin to do that. There are other reasons why I believe that. One of them has to do with out here on the weekly chart. If I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember exactly what technical it is. I want to say it's the 50 down here. Another one has to do with the 50 out here on the weekly charts. Very rare and actually almost completely, it almost never happens that Bitcoin goes below the 50 weekly moving average here during bull markets. Guys, guess what? The 50 weekly moving average is also above $6,000. So for Bitcoin to do that, it would have to go below the 50. Doesn't look like something that's going to happen. I don't personally believe that we're going to go back down and see $6,000 ever again. With that said, we're also looking pretty bullish here on the weekly chart, because as you can see here, I mentioned this in the day before yesterday's video, I want to say, this right here, someone argued with me on the comment section down below, but lo and behold, they were wrong. They said that this was not a bullish engulfing candlestick, but that's exactly what it is. This is a bullish engulfing candlestick. As you can see, the candlestick right here is larger, the green one, than the red one right here. That is what is known as a bullish engulfing candlestick. It's a bottoming pattern, and typically is a bullish trend reversal, meaning that if this pattern plays out the way that we would expect it to, Bitcoin should be moving to the upside again here over the next couple of weeks. That does look rather bullish. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going to play out, but more often than not, that is going to play out. Eric, you just joined the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, like you said. If you go to the video at the end of the technical indicators section, that one is called Introduction to Candlestick Analysis. In that video, we actually talk about bullish engulfing candlesticks, so if you want to learn about that, you can check that out. Let's go ahead and catch up on chat and drink some all-important coffee, guys. Today's beverage of choice is, as always, a vanilla frappuccino from Starbucks, because I'm a white girl at heart. You agree on that, Satoshi Money? I said a lot of things and wasn't looking at chat for a second, so I'm not sure what you agree on, but I think it has something to do with the $6,000 thing. Okay, that was you. How is that not a bullish engulfing candlestick? I'm pretty sure it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll be the first to admit it here in front of everybody, but I do believe that's a bullish engulfing candlestick. How strong of resistance is $15,000 now, do you think? That's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, was having to do with $15,000 and $17,000 predictions that people are making. One thing that I want to talk about, near the Gala Gap Field in engulfing candlestick. Yeah. One thing that I wanted to talk about during this video was Max Kaiser's prediction of $15,000 Bitcoin, and has to trade below the low of the previous candle. It is trading below the low of the previous candle, isn't it? Right here. I mean, if you're talking about the wick, if you want to get really technical, I suppose you could consider that. I look at this is going to come down to an individual trader, but if you look at this right here, the bottom is below the previous bottom. I'm assuming you're talking about the wick right here, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a bullish engulfing, simply because if you look at the candle bodies here, then that's the way that's going to look. I think 99% of people are going to look at it based on the candle bodies and not necessarily to be quite honest, kind of nitpicky with the candlesticks, excuse me, with the wixes. With the wicks, excuse me, I know people get mad at me when I say wixes. And you got to remember that a lot of technical analysis gets its power because people are using the technical analysis to make trades by. It's not that technical analysis is a self-fulfilling prophecy. A lot of people look at candlesticks with bullish engulfing patterns like this, and if it looks like a bullish engulfing pattern, people are going to trade by it, and if people trade by it, then that gives it power. So in my opinion, even if this isn't a textbook perfect bullish engulfing candlestick, I would still say it's a bullish engulfing candlestick, and it will still have power, even if it's not very important. Let me check this text real quick. That was from Taylor, our editor. I found it. I was texting her that I couldn't find the thumbnail for the live stream. I had to go back into Photoshop and find it again. Anyway, with that little bit of a tangent out of the way, let's go ahead and keep talking about some other things. I want to dive into the $15,000 prediction with Max Kaiser. Let me go ahead and get Twitter up real quick. And I also want to dive into this article right here. Current market patterns indicate Bitcoin could hit $17,000 by the end of August, guys. That's actually a little bit nuts when you think about it. That's a very, very, very large amount of gains, considering there's only, what, 26 days left in the month. If we look here, Bitcoin has rallied very, very significantly over the last several months. As you can see here, we rallied up 300+% in the span of about 140 days. But in 28 days here, guys, I'm not quite sure that any of these show more than a $7,000 run, a $6,000 run like they're predicting. But I do think there's validity to say that we could be trading up around $14,000 to $15,000 by the end of the year, by the end of the month, which is why I even brought this up in the first place. I do think that there's room for Bitcoin to grow here, and I wouldn't be surprised should Bitcoin rally all the way to $14,000 if we can actually see some of these bullish technicals play out in the coming days and weeks. We need a lot of things to happen for Bitcoin to be able to do that, but if we can develop this little pseudo rally into something more major, because right now we are still just in a little rally in the middle of a downtrend. If we can break this longer-term downtrend and set in motion a longer-term rally, $14,000, $15,000 by the end of the month is in question, but I don't want to get your hopes up too high for that just yet. Let's go ahead and catch up on chat here. Chad Carone, I also joined the Academy. Yeah, I saw the email where it was, I get an email from Teachable every time someone joins. I saw your name there, Chad Carone. Welcome to the Academy. I hope you are enjoying it. As I say to everybody who's in the course, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you need any help on anything, always feel free to email me, dude. That's what that's there for. One of the things that comes with the course is that you have access to me. Max Kaiser knows what he's talking about. Max Kaiser is a very, very well-respected cryptocurrency market analyst, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was at least some validity to what he's saying. I don't necessarily believe that Bitcoin's going to $15,000 by the end of the week, though. I'm not personally gonna make that prediction. He can say whatever he wants. But I do think that that's a good goal for the month of August anyway. We'll see how that plays out. My stop loss is so tight, I'm scared I get stopped out. Satoshi Money, if you have a stop loss is so tight that you're scared, or if you're really scared about anything in the market, you're trading wrong. You shouldn't be scared about any of your trades. I have a quite substantial, I mean, I'm not going to say numbers because I don't want to be rude or anything, and I don't want to, it's personal, but I have a very large percentage of my net worth in Bitcoin. Like a pretty considerable, it's well over 10% of my net worth is in Bitcoin. That's a lot. I'm not scared about it because I'm not concerned about it. What I do when I invest and when I trade is I pretend that I just lit that money on fire, and if I get lucky, or in this case, if I do well and I make a good trade or a good investment, then I'm going to get some of that money back, and hopefully I'll make a profit also. The way that I get rid of fear in my trades in cryptocurrency, and fear in as much as I can in my life, is I just pretend like, okay, this is going to go horribly. Basically what I'm trying to say is expect the worst, hope for the best. You know, that's kind of cliche, but a lot of cliches are cliche because they're cliched for a reason. But that's one of them. I live by that. I expect things to go terribly. I expect the worst out of everybody, and then I get happy when it does go well. And with that, I'm always happy, and I'm never really scared of a whole lot of things because I expect the worst to happen. And if it doesn't, boom, there you go. I hope that's worth something for you. Only vegetarian Bitcoin will go to $15,000 the end of this month. You guys heard it here first. Vegetarian Bitcoin is going to $15,000. It and vegetarian bacon are going to go to $15,000, guys. Oh, God. Someone give that man a cookie. That was funny. Vegetarian bacon. That may be the funniest thing I've heard all day. You guys should have seen an outtake from the video earlier today. If you guys go and you watch Cointelegraph, they did a video on the adult film industry, and earlier, and I'm not going to say the name of the video because I'd probably get demonetized, to be totally honest. I'm not sure exactly what words I can and can't say, but if you go and watch that, a very lewd part of that video started playing in the middle of our technical analysis. Let me show you the article. Let me just show you the article. It was the article that we were talking about with the Litecoin halving, I want to say. I don't remember what article it was, but this video started playing in the sidebar because we were on Cointelegraph, and it was a video Cointelegraph made, and it was... I'm just gonna leave it at that, guys. You can go find the video. It's about 4 minutes in. It's pretty funny that came up. I was sitting. Maybe I'll Taylor has all the footage, maybe, and I do too. Maybe I'll go ahead and cut that out and upload that as an outtakes on the channel. That was very funny. Oh, excuse me, guys. You know I've been sick for the last week or so, and while I'm still in condition to record videos now that I missed 2 days, which I'm not happy about, I am still quite sick, so there's still a lot of outtakes in the videos. Not so much anymore. I do want to run a straw poll real quick because there's something I've been wondering about with you guys. When do you want videos to go up? When do you prefer videos to go up? Would you prefer videos to go up very early, midday, later in the day? What time do you typically watch your cryptocurrency content? I'm going to go ahead and make a straw poll for that because that's actually something I'm very interested in. Give me 1 second, guys. Now that I got a captive audience, I can go ahead and ask you guys this. Alright, let's go ahead and run this poll. I'm very curious because this is going to impact the way that we go ahead and upload in the future. Let me go ahead and post this real quick. Go ahead and click that straw poll and tell me what you think there. I'm interested to hear what times you guys like watching videos because I want to get videos going live when the majority of you guys want to see them rather than just kind of whenever they're done, you know. Let's see, 9 a.m. GMT. Morning Eastern time. What exactly is morning? Do you mean like 6, 7? You mean like 8, 9? What kind of morning are you talking about? Because I'm trying to narrow down exactly like an hour window that we want to shoot for on our recording and editing so that we can plan our schedules around it as the business continues to grow and we have another employee. That's some fast typing. Yeah, it's not that it's fast typing. It's a very clicky keyboard. I know what kind of keyboard this is. It's a Razer. It's a Black Widow, that's what it is, a Razer Black Widow. I love this keyboard. Everything else in my setup was RGB, so I was like, you know what? Streaming software, okay, I thought the stream just went down. Let's go ahead and put that stream again. Basically what we're doing here, guys, we're going to do a little bit more technical analysis here in a few minutes after we figure out what's going on with this poll, but I'm also kind of just watching to see if anything crazy happens right now, because I am interested to see that. Let's go ahead and view the results here. Most people are saying 6 to 8 a.m. A lot of you guys are saying 6 to 8 a.m. It would be very, very helpful if you guys could go ahead and answer that straw poll. It only takes a couple of minutes. If this is not, this is live after work. Yeah. Live in AK, so it's all early. All right. Let's go ahead and refresh the results on that. 44% of you guys are saying 6 to 8 a.m. That's about what I was expecting. I had a feeling you guys were going to say kind of early like that. Excuse me. I'm going to mute myself real quick so I can blow my nose. All right, well, guys, let's go ahead and catch up on chat here, and then we'll dive into some more content. I do apologize. I'm going to have to do that a few times because I am still very, very stuffed up. How about every Sunday evening like this, Jeb? I do want to do more live streams. I'm going to try to do at least 2, maybe 3 a week. So I was kind of just getting home from, I was actually going to go out to the pool hall, and I decided I wasn't going to because I'm still not feeling very well. And I got home, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to either play a game, and I'm like, wait a minute. Instead of doing that, I can do something productive and talk to you guys about cryptocurrency. And also, I checked the chart, as I like to do whenever I get home, and I saw that Bitcoin was up here trading around $11,100, so I figured we'd go ahead and sit down and do some. Let's see here. Right now works for me in Australia. Yeah, there you go. Best time to do a video would be 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I was about to mispronounce that. 6 a.m. Pacific. I think I'm going to try to start uploading at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason for that is because If I get up at 6 a.m., it takes me about half an hour to get ready. Video's finished recording by 7. Then Taylor can edit the video, go up around 9, but we can shoot for 10 and try to get it up around 9. I think that's what would be good if we could get that to go. Maximilian some Mirror 1, just Maximilianer. Maximilianer. Let's go ahead and see that again. Let's try to pronounce his name correctly. I do apologize. Maximilian Sommer 1 has just subscribed to the channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do daily cryptocurrency technical analysis videos, and we're going to try to do some more live streams. So if you want to check that out, go right ahead. Also, if you're enjoying the live stream, make sure you smash those likes, guys. We got to get everybody and the grandmother in here so that we can watch some more cryptocurrency markets move. And also, if you are a subscriber already, I do encourage you to go ahead and hit that notification bell because people aren't getting notified of videos in their subscription feeds. You've probably heard other YouTubers talking about this. A lot of that has to do with the way the YouTube algorithm is set up. I'm not a fan of it, but that's the way it works. So make sure you go ahead and hit that notification bell. Where do I love, Jeb? I love in my bed, man. I love I love in my house. I love people all over the place. I love all kinds of people. You know, I love my father and my mother and my friends. I love people all the time. I love a lot of people. I like telling people I love them. Yes, I like doing that. As far as where I live, which I have a feeling is what you were actually asking, I live in Florida. If your target audience is North America, you might get more views in Pacific evening hours. People still awake on East Coast. Window poised to rip up. That's what I'm looking for, Carl. One of the big live streams we did actually occurred back over here at the very top of the market when we were hitting $14,000, and it just so happens that people were asking me back over here, Jeb, should I be buying in a bit? It was right here. It was right back over here. People were like, Jeb, should I be buying in a Bitcoin? Should I be buying in a Bitcoin? I'm like, no, I didn't really say it, but I was very heavily implying that it was a terrible idea to be up here and buying Bitcoin because it was just very overextended, and right now I'm kind of feeling the same way about Bitcoin, but in the inverse. I feel like something big's about to happen. Might not happen in this live stream, but I have a feeling it's going to happen in the next couple of days. Where do I live? Like I said, Jose, I live in Florida. Nunya business, thank you very much, but I'm retired. Bitcoin is trading just under $11,000 of resistance. Yes, we are. That's what, like I said, that's the main reason that we're doing a live stream here today. Let's go ahead and look at some technical indicators, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of different things that I look at on determining when Bitcoin is in a rally or a downtrend or respectively, whatever. If you go on the Discord server, there's a link to join in the description of this live stream, and you go to the general chat. Someone posted a couple months ago, probably about a month ago, a chart of different ways that they can determine when a market is in an uptrend or in a downtrend. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up on screen right here because this is a really good chart, and I very much like what it says here, and it's really a great way to look at this. This chart is saying that excuse me, that's the wrong table. He put up two. Let me make sure I get the right one. Trend determination table. These are two tables, like I said, that I pinned in the chat over here because I really like them. He says in an uptrend here, the RSI ranges from about 80 to 40. There's simple bearish divergence, hidden bullish divergence, different kinds of divergence to show when Bitcoin is in an uptrend. Momentum discrepancy, reversal up. A lot of that has to do with the actual, like the MACD and things moving to the upside. Contra trend declines do not exceed 50% of previous rallies, but the ones I really like to look at are some that are not on this. RSI ranging, in my opinion, above really 60 and kind of staying up there on average above 60. The MACD being bullish. There are different things that you can use to determine when Bitcoin is in an uptrend. For example, if it's at a recent high. Right now we have these highs over here, so Bitcoin isn't really in a longer term uptrend, but on the shorter term time frames like an hour, like the hourly chart, Bitcoin is on an uptrend because some of the previous highs have been lower than the current high that we're looking at. Same thing with the lows are higher than the ones before. But like I said, if you zoom out, if we were to look at the hourly chart right here, Bitcoin's very clearly in an hourly chart uptrend. On the daily chart, though, Bitcoin's very clearly in a daily chart downtrend. So that can change depending on the interval, but I really like that. I really like having different structures and standards that I can use to determine what the market is doing. Also, right now, Bitcoin's looking very bullish because we have all of these green candlesticks. We have 6 green candlesticks. 6 green in a row does indicate that in the next 2 days, we're probably going to see a red candlestick, though, so we do want to keep an eye on that. Normally, things don't continue going up forever, but we do want to keep an eye on that. Someone just said the stock market is falling. Let's go ahead and look at the stocks here real quick and see if there's anything crazy going. The S&P 500 isn't looking great. We can see that here on the daily chart, we're seeing some red over the last 3 days of trading. Of course, it's Sunday, so that's been about 5 days ago that started. Looking here on the weekly chart, we did hit all-time high, of course. You guys know that a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. Taking a wick down fast at a low 11K. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream and my burps, then you can support the live stream with that little angle with a $ in it under the chat box. So if you want to do a monetary donation to help support the channel and keep people getting paid here at the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel, then you can support the channel by doing just that. I would be very appreciative. If you want to get something, then if you want to learn how to do technical analysis and support the channel also, you can join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. The profits from that go to helping run the YouTube channel and the business. Mostly 8 green candles is max. Rarely it's more. You're absolutely right. That's why I said that. If we look here on the chart, then we're not going to find many 7 red in a row, and we're also not going to find very many 8 red in a row. This was 8 red in a row right here. Doesn't happen very often. I've done a lot of back analysis on this in my time, because back in the day, we saw like 7 red in a row over here. I remember making videos on this. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red in a row. And I remember back over here saying, guys, we're probably going to see some kind of green. We saw a little bit right here. Right there. I would continue on that, but someone just asked a very interesting question that I want to dedicate some time to. Nazrul Islam says, you use so many indicators. Which are the most useful? What's the top 3 most reliable indicators in which time frames when to place a trade, like swing trades? If you're talking about swing trades, I'm assuming you're talking about the 4-hourly and the daily chart, maybe out to the weekly chart to make longer-term trades. That's the kind of trading that I like to do, because I'm not personally a fan of having to check my trading account every single hour of the day. I like to kind of sit back, make a trade 3 or 4 times a week, and then let the profits ride, and then manage them once or twice a day instead of every couple of hours. So, with swing trades, I'll tell you what my favorite indicators are. The 2 that I love, and you guys know I love them because I use them in every single video, are the MACD and the RSI, guys. You don't have to get really complicated. I see people using these really complicated indicators that they've done a ton of analysis on, a ton of research on. They spent thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars developing them, thousands of man-hours developing them. Guys, you don't need all that. It's good. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with these really complex indicators. They are useful. I'm not discrediting them, but you don't necessarily need them either. I would prefer to work in the markets based off my own experience, because that means that I have to become a better technical analyst rather than relying on technical indicators. I would rather my understanding and the intuition of the markets come from within rather than from having to read technical indicators. So the reason that I like using simple technical indicators is, 1, keep it simple, stupid, guys. Kiss it if you don't know what to do with it. Keep it simple. If you don't know, if you don't overcomplicate things. The MACD and the RSI are very good for that. The third one, you asked for the top 3, so I'll tell you the top 3. Especially if you're looking for making trades, would be the 20 exponential moving average out on the daily chart. Hands down, that is my top number 1. After that, it'd probably be the RSI and the MACD tied for second, and then that would be second and third, of course. The 20 exponential moving average is one of my favorite technical indicators in all of cryptocurrency. If you're in the course, like Eric joined a little while ago, and like how we've had a couple other people join in today, if you're in the course, there's a video. It's actually the very last video in the course called the 20 exponential moving average. The reason that I dedicate an entire video to this exponential moving average on the daily chart, and actually on every chart, is because it's very powerful. This, in my opinion, is the most powerful, most valid, just one of the best technical indicators that will tell you more than just about anything. You want really a catch-all technical indicator, this is going to do it. I'll tell you why. As you can see here, if we go ahead and go on a clean chart so you can actually see what's going on, if we look here real quick, whenever Bitcoin's above this moving average, check out what it's doing. Bitcoin is in an uptrend. Whenever Bitcoin's below this moving average, it's either kind of just riding the moving average and not actually broken below it like it did right here, or, as we can see right here, it's in a downtrend. When we get back up above it, guess what, guys? That correlates with a new uptrend. This 20 exponential moving average, if you look back in time here, almost always tells you exactly when an uptrend and a downtrend is happening. I've talked about this in many videos, but I'll talk about it again. Right here, we saw Bitcoin went below it. We were in a downtrend. Rallied above it, uptrend. Below it, downtrend. Above it, uptrend. Very clear, guys. Very simple. Not very hard to read. Very beginner friendly. I love the 20 exponential moving average, especially if you're making trades. Use it to confirm when the rally has started, and then use it to confirm when the rally has ended. That's a great technical indicator. I hope you got some value out of that. Nazrul. Let's go ahead and see here. You covet and worship Bitcoin. I don't covet and worship Bitcoin. I'm not sure who you were talking to. Let's see. What is the golden blue indicator that you use? I'm colorblind, so you're going to have to help me out here. Are you talking about the MACD down here? That doesn't look like gold to me, but I may be very, very wrong. Are you talking about this right here? I'm addicted to the market, can't stop looking at it. I remember when I first got into the market, I had to wean myself off a little bit, but I remember when I first got into the market, guys, I'd be walking around town, and I could not stop checking my phone. You guys know that? Have you ever, like, gotten up? I'm saying have you ever. I know you have. Have you ever gotten up at 3 a.m., walked to the fridge, opened the fridge, completely forgot why you were there, and you went back and laid back down, went to sleep? Have you ever done that? Same thing. Have you ever opened your phone to check the time and completely forgot why you did it? But you opened your phone, put it back in your pocket, and you're like, wait a minute, I was opening my phone for a reason. Then you pulled your phone back out and you did it again. I did that so much with checking CoinMarketCap, guys. I gave CoinMarketCap, call me Nas, I will call you Nas. I did that so much with CoinMarketCap. I gave them half of their traffic. They made all their ad revenue off of me. I checked CoinMarketCap like 200 times a day. It was crazy. Maybe more than that. I'll give you an example. I remember when Litecoin was running up to $90 for the first time, back over here, or $80, about $85, excuse me. Right over here. This was around the time I was getting into the market, and I had a trade in on Litecoin. I don't think it did very well because I'd only been in the market for like a month and a half, but I remember looking at this, and just as Litecoin was running up here and just going to, and I thought this was a big rally, and then, you know, guess what happened later? I saw this happening, and I just could not stop looking at Litecoin. I wouldn't, guys, it was crazy. But, do need to be careful with that. Nas says, cheers, Jeb. I've been meaning to join the course, so we'll do so tonight. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. I do hope you enjoy the content over there. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, as always, my email is always open. It's open to people that are not in the course, but especially to people who are in the course. I will try to get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. I will mention that because there are nearing 1,000 people in the course, if you send me a very, very long email, I may not be able to get to everything in the email. I've had people send me an entire book in an email, but I will try to respond to your email in a timely manner. So if you have any questions, let me know. That appears on the right side of the screen. Oh, you're talking about the VPVR. Let's go ahead and bring that up. This indicator over here, I assume, is what you're talking about. Essentially what the VPVR is, let's go ahead and go back to our Bitcoin analysis. Essentially what the VPVR is, it's called a volume profile. What it does, it into account the volume on Bitcoin, and it also mainly takes into account, and the main reason that you use it is because it takes into account where all of the trading is. You see this line right here? This is called the, I forget what this is called. This is the line where the VPVR is the highest. I'm blanking on my terms right now. I think there's a term for that line. But basically what this does, it takes into consideration where all the trading is and gives you a visual representation. If you were to bring all the chart over to the right side of the screen, like for example, let's say this was all sand and you kind of tilted the screen on its side and it all fell down over here, this is what the range would look like over here. Essentially what it is, up here you can see it's very, very short because there's not much trading over here. Down here it's very, very short because there's not much trading over here. But here in the middle, there's a whole lot of trading in this region, so it's very, very tall. That's basically what it is. It's a way of determining where a lot of the resistance and where a lot of the support is going to be. As you can see, the VPVR here is showing a lot of strength right here. So Bitcoin was testing it as resistance and now tested it again as support. Very, very good indicator. I will show you how to bring this up because it's kind of complicated. It's not the same as normal. If you go in here to indicators and strategies, you're going to hit volume profile and visible range. You can also hit fixed range and you can set what range is going by, and then session volume, which I never use. Visible range, this is only for upgraded accounts. You do need to be paying for TradingView to be able to use this, unfortunately. So if you need to look at something, shoot me an email, because I have done that for people before. Actually, I did it on Discord. I did that once. CoinMarketCrack. Yes, CoinMarketCrack. That's about what I'm on right now, guys. That's called coffee where I come from, though. CoinMarketCap traffic would have been huge. Yeah, CoinMarketCap had a lot of traffic back in 2017, guys. VPVR, volume profile per volume range is what that stands for. I think it says it down here. Volume profile. I don't know where it says it, but I'm pretty sure VPVR stands for volume profile per volume range. VPVR. I may be misquoting that. I'm relatively new to that indicator, but I do very much like it. It is very cool. And it's one that you should definitely have in your toolkit. It's one that you should definitely know how to use. Swing trade or buy the dips. Anything else is extremely risky. Absolutely right. That's something I talk about in the course. If you go and look in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, in the third video in the technical analysis portion, there's a video called how to plan and execute profitable trades. In that video, I go over 3 different example trades, and in those example trades, I'm using swing trades. I'm not talking about short-term day trading. We don't teach day trading there, although everything in the course will be applicable and help you with day trading. We talk about swing trades because those are the easiest, most profitable, least stressful trades that you can make. Dang, I don't have a TradingView Pro account. I didn't want to, guys. I I ran a cryptocurrency technical analysis YouTube channel, had over 10,000 subscribers before I ever paid for TradingView, but eventually I just had to. I didn't want to, but I needed to be able to have more than 3 indicators up, because until about a couple months ago, we didn't actually edit the videos. The videos were all in one take, and we uploaded raw footage to the YouTube channel to save time, which is kind of a funny story. But I had to pay for TradingView because I couldn't be spending a minute in the middle of a video deleting an indicator, bringing it up, and resetting it, so I had to go ahead and do that, and now I'm just used to it. It's not actually very expensive. Let's see here. I was about to buy it, though. If you want to use VPVR, that right there is probably worth it. When will you add more videos to the course? I really enjoyed it. Great question, one that I've been meaning to talk about. We're going to be adding more videos to the course at an undetermined time, but sometime in the near future, probably later on at the end of this month or on into September, maybe into October. I need to get a lot of things that are done in the background. There's a lot of growth going on behind the scenes. You probably noticed the increased quality in the videos, some changes in the thumbnails, upload schedules. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. The YouTube channel's really starting to grow into a professional business. We have employees. I got to get in touch with some financial people. There's a lot going on, and I can't dedicate a bunch of time to that because adding new videos to the course is something that when I do that, I want to go through and re-record every single video in the course, make them very, very, very high quality. So when I start adding more videos to the course, at the same time, I'm going to want to go through and remake every single video. So that's going to be a little while from now, but it is coming. Don't worry about that. Let's see here, guys. Let's go ahead and catch up with chat here. I've been rambling enough. How are you guys doing? Have you made a bunch of money this week? Are you looking forward to tomorrow, guys? I love Mondays. A lot of people hate Mondays. I like what I do. I enjoy what I do because I know that I'm making a difference for you guys, or at least I hope I am. And I also know that I personally am moving in the right direction when it has to do with finance and business and life, and I'm making progress in my life, and I'm not wasting my time. That's something that means so much to me, and something that coming on into 2020 we're going to be doing a lot more of, because there probably is going to be a face reveal and a lot of newer types of content coming to the channel before the end of the year. Not a promise, by the way, but definitely something that I think is going to happen. And it's a really good feeling to know that you're moving in the right direction. And every day when I wake up, I get really pumped to get to work and start growing the channel and developing things and working. Because, it's moving in the right direction. When you know the old saying, it's cliche, but like I say, cliches are cliched for a reason. The old saying is, when you're doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. It doesn't feel like work what I'm doing. And hopefully you guys can find that in trading or whatever you decide to do for your profession of your life. Hopefully you can have that same feeling that I do, because it's a very rewarding feeling, and it's a very big stress reliever. What do you think about 3 commas? I think 3 commas is probably going to come in the 2030s. I've talked about, 2 commas. You said 3 commas. I was assuming you're talking about $1 million Bitcoin there, but I'm not actually sure what you mean there. 3 commas, you mean billion? What do you mean about billion? You may be referencing something that I'm not familiar with. Oh, you're talking about Mark Cuban's book. Actually, it's not a book. Actually, I'm not familiar with that. Co-founded by billionaire. Oh, it's an apparel mixing. Okay. It's an apparel company. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I'm not familiar with it. Nas asks, once you've joined the course, is it a lifetime membership? Yes, it absolutely is. You're never gonna, you get access to all current, future content for the same price. You never have to pay twice. Will it be continually updated with new content? Yes, it is. That's something I just was when new content is going to be coming out. There will be new content coming out in the not so distant future. You were mentioning another course. There is another product that I want to be launching in the future. It's not going to be a course. It's going to be a subscription-based service, and that's going to have to do with. Actually, I'm not going to get into it just yet. I'll keep you guys in suspense. I'm very excited for it. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. But we're going to see that coming into fruition in the future. What I want to do is, before I get into that, I meant for that to have already come out actually, but there's a lot of other stuff that has to go on before that. So that is going to be coming. How much money would you say someone needs as a base to make a living with trading? Great question, one that I like talking about, because let me put it this way. If you need to, let me see exactly how I want to word this, because this is, I want to make sure that I don't discourage you guys, but I also want to make sure that I'm being realistic with you. Let me start with this. Let me see who subscribed, and we'll go ahead and read their names. Nope, that's not what I meant. You guys just saw my Minecraft open. Let's see here. We had a few people subscribe, by the way. We had Ketum. I hope I'm not butchering your name. And Snoozin99 have just subscribed. Welcome to the channel. welcome to the videos. What's the total cost of your course? The course is $159 with the $40 off coupon code. That should be linked in the description. At checkout, you can use the coupon code 25K2019. You get, guys, honestly, I mean, of course I want people to buy it, so I'm going to say this, but even if I weren't selling it and I were a customer of it, $159 for what you're going to learn in the course is a steal. You can ask people who are in the course. I don't need to just say that. I can get their testimony for you. I mean, I have literally dozens and probably close to 100 testimonies on the computer by now. People saying it's worth it. There's a refund policy if you don't believe me. Anyway, I want to get back to this question. How much money would you say someone needs as the base to make a living with trading? I'll be very blunt with you. Whatever you think the number is, double it, triple it, quadruple it, make it higher. I'm not saying don't get involved with trading. What I am saying, though, is that trading is something that can be very dangerous, and it's something where you can learn where you can lose a whole lot of money if you don't know what you're doing or you make a simple mistake. If you are going to try and make trading your livelihood, what I would say you should probably do is have at least a year's savings so that you have time to go find another job, and you also have some kind of profession or skill set that you can use as a backup should trading not work. I personally believe that if you really want to be good at something, then what you need to do is you need to go all in and not even consider plan B. Plan B shouldn't even exist. That's what I did with business. I didn't have a plan B when I started a lot of this stuff, guys. I just kind of dived into it and made damn sure that it worked. But at the same time, I didn't really have all the responsibility that a lot of people have. I didn't have a family. I don't have a family just yet. I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, I don't have all that. If I fail, it's okay for me to fail because I have a fallback. But a lot of people don't. And if you do fail with trading, you don't want to be caught with your pants down and holding a bunch of Bitcoin that you're at a 50% loss with because you made a bad trade, and you don't want to sell it because you don't want to lose all your money, but at the same time, you don't have any US dollars to live on, because Bitcoin will be the currency that everybody uses in the future, but for right now, you do need to live off of US dollars, or at least you're probably going to need to, unless you want to start selling your Bitcoin early, which I personally don't. If you're Jamel Hook says the course is great. Thank you. If you want to make a trading if you want to make a living based off of trading, here's how I would go about it. First of all, figure out how much money you need to live on and how much money you want. And I'm talking about cash flow. I'm not talking about cash. I'm talking about cash flow. How much money do you need coming in every month to not only live off of, but also make other investments and invest in savings, and make sure you have a saving. How much money do you need to come in? That number can be X, it can be Y, it can be whatever number you want, whatever you think the number is. If you have a big family and you have a big house and you think it's $10,000, you need $10,000 a month coming in. You need $7,500 a month to pay all your bills and all of your regular expenses, $2,500 a month for savings and unexpected expenses. Then you need $10,000 to make to do that. Well, then the next thing you have to figure out is what kind of percentage return on investment are you going to make every single month, and then cut that by a quarter and say you're going to do a quarter as well as you think you are, because I guarantee you're overestimating how well you'll do if you're asking this question and you're newer to the market. I promise you will. Everyone does. That's okay. That's just part of it. So assume you're going to make a lot less money than you think you are. Assume you're going to need a lot more money than you think you are. Let's say, I mean, it's going to be, if I don't know what kind of living you're making. If you need, say, $5,000 a month to live off of, you're probably going to need at least a year of that kind of money or use a lot of leverage and know what you're doing. You either need to have a lot of money and be very conservative, or have a little less money but know exactly what you're doing and be willing to take higher risks. I hope that's of some value. If you shop about $150 is a small price for education, guys. I live in a college town. There's two colleges here. One of them is a community college. The other one is a university. The classes at the college are going to really just kind of waste your time and cost $300. And the colleges at the university are going to waste your time, but they're going to take longer and have more work, and they cost like $3,000. The Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy costs $159 and is going to teach you a skill where you can make a living for yourself doing that trading. I mean, that's just simple math to me, guys. Honestly, if I were in the university system, I could charge thousands of dollars for the course, and people would eat it up because everybody thinks going to college is the way to make a living. But I'm not going to do that, and I don't need to. Is it this is an interesting question. Pronicus says, is it a bad time to invest in company stocks given the imminent upcoming recession? Will there be a stock crash? Well, if you think there's going to be an imminent upcoming recession, then of course there's going to be a stock crash. Those two things always correlate with each other. But I wouldn't necessarily agree with you that there's a massive recession coming up. A lot of people in the cryptocurrency space, and I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of this also, overhype exactly how bad the economy is. The economy isn't great right now. I'm not a big fan of where we are right now. I think we're overextended. We've been in a bull market for 10 years. Things aren't looking great, but I wouldn't say a recession is right around the corner. So people have been calling for a recession ever since the beginning of the last bull market and the beginning of the previous period of economic growth. 10. People have been calling that for a very long time. People have been doing the same thing in the real estate market, and it doesn't happen. It's very hard to predict when a recession is going to come, even with all the different indicators that we have. It's not easy. So I'd be a little bit more careful about just saying that there's an imminent upcoming recession, because I'm not so confident in just myself. As far as investing in stocks, I think there's a lot of good stocks to invest in. I would look into GM right now, because the Corvette C8 announcement, which, guys, I'm very excited for. There is going to be a Corvette C8 owned by me when that comes out, and that is going to be on the channel, and you guys are going to see it because I'm going to love that car so much. That came out, and GM and Chevrolet, those stocks are probably going to be doing pretty well over the next year or so as that rolls out. So check that out. Almost $23 trillion in debt. You're absolutely right. I remember a long time ago talking to people about the debt, and it's not a good thing. I'm very upset about it. It's not much you can do about it on the personal level. The government level, they could stop spending so much money on useless stuff. But there is going to be a recession in the future. Eventually, it's going to happen, of course. I don't necessarily believe that debt's going to be the thing that causes that, though, because there's not actually much of a correlation between the amount of debt there is and a recession happening. It's not good, but it's also not necessarily going to be the thing that catalyzes a recession. Guys, people can call debts, but who's going to call the United States on a debt? Who wants to mess with the U.S.? Luckily, we have all this debt, but we also have a military to back up that debt. And also, by the way, most of that debt is not owned to China like a lot of people say it is. I forget the number, but like half of that debt is actually owed to ourselves. So it's not as bad as it seems, but it's also bad at the same time, if that makes any sense. Let's go ahead down here to the shorter term charts and see what's going on, guys. Bitcoin is a great hedge. I agree. We haven't seen what Bitcoin does during a recession, because Bitcoin hasn't existed during a recession. It came out of it was the phoenix from the flames. It was the phoenix that was birthed from the flames and the fires and the ashes of the previous recession. I tried to be poetic and just came off as stupid, but nevertheless, I think that Bitcoin is going to do very well and is going to be a very good hedge during the next crash. Daniel says the Fed is propping up markets. While ever they are printing money, stocks will go up. I agree. The Fed is propping up the markets, and they're doing that partially because that's their job, to be totally honest. But at the same time, guys, I do think a recession is coming, but I don't necessarily think in the next year or two. It might be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. I think. Let me put it this way. A lot of people call for recessions, but when the recession is actually coming, I think it's going to be pretty obvious. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys remember 2008. There were a lot of big warning signs in the months leading up to the major crash. We can go back and look at that on the chart, for example. There's not really an indication that's going to happen right now. Satoshi said, I think $159 is super cheap for your course. Well, thank you very much. I do think it's relatively inexpensive for what you're getting. There's literally almost 10 hours of content there. Very, very much worth it in my humble opinion. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and do some more technical analysis. What would you guys like to see? Tell me in the chat down there what exactly you would like to see us cover. I also want to go ahead and hit this straw poll again. What time do you guys watch the videos? What time do you like watching cryptocurrency analysis on YouTube? I want as many of you guys to answer that as possible. It's a very important straw poll to me. We're talking about growth strategies here with myself and Taylor, so there's a lot of strategy going into what we're doing right now. I want to figure out exactly when the best time to upload is so that we can get videos in front of the most of you guys that we possibly can. The interest rate was just reduced by 0.25%. We actually covered that in a video a couple days ago. If you want, you can check that video out on the channel. I believe that was 2 days ago, I want to say. I think they lowered it on August the 1st. I don't remember when exactly it was. No, excuse me. So a lot of you guys are saying 6 to 8 a.m., obviously local time. I'm going to try to start getting videos out around 9 because we need about an hour and a half, about 2 hours from the press of the record button to the upload and the premiere to actually get the video out, and I have to, sleep. So we'll see. Dive back to the 9K in a single hourly candle. I don't think we're going to crash that hard. Could I look at Disney stock? I've never looked at Disney before. I don't even have any idea what that stock looks like, so we can check that out. You know what? Let's do it. Let's look at Disney stock for a second. I don't live very far from Disney World. I've only ever been there once. I guess that's DSNY. I have no idea. I've never looked at this stock. Disney. I don't even know what the ticker symbol for Disney is. To be quite honest with you, I thought Disney was a private. No, I didn't. I knew it was public. No, I was thinking of SpaceX. SpaceX is private. I live in the UK, so I don't watch your videos in any of the optimal time slots. Yeah, I figured. I was talking about your local time, but I had a feeling that was going to happen for some of you guys. What in the world, guys? Let's look at Disney here. You guys know that Disney, over the last couple of, well, over the course of this year, Disney's been releasing a lot of live-action remakes. Disney's looking pretty good right now. Honestly, I think we kind of missed the boat on Disney, though. If you were going to make a trade on it, it may have been a good time to do so back over here during this pattern right here. You guys know there was a pattern like that on gold. I don't want to spend too much time on Bitcoin because we are a cryptocurrency channel, but that's definitely something that I'll look at in my spare time. Universal coordinate time. The reason I did that red pill is because I want the majority of you guys, I want you guys to tell me in your time, like in your schedules. I realize that's why I didn't put Eastern time or UTC or anything. Kind of like a Disney stock. Let's see, guys. What do you want to look at? What should we look at? Also, I have a question for you. Would you guys be interested in gameplay footage of anything? I don't really play many games anymore, but lately I've been playing some Minecraft because I've been playing Minecraft since that game came out. And I would love to do some live streams if you guys would be interested in it. We might make a secondary channel where I can kind of just do some live streams and hang out with you guys. That sounds like it'd be pretty cool to me. I will look at the Cardano chart, but guys, the Cardano chart is always terrifying me. I haven't been a fan of this chart for a while. Hello, Ghostman. He says, "How you fast talker?" I can talk a lot faster than I talk in the videos, but I decided not to because you guys couldn't understand me if I did. Anywho, it's totally not because I have a bunch of coffee in me. No, that's totally not what it is. Anyway, we'll look at Cardano again, guys, but you guys know, if you've watched some of the live streams, I'm not a fan of this. I was looking at trades on Cardano a long time ago back over here in the bottom. Honestly, guys, Cardano just disappoints me every single time I look at his chart. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to say it because I don't like throwing shade or anything, but that's kind of what this is. We are riding this downtrend right here. We can kind of look at this, but maybe you can make an argument for a trade here. I'm assuming that's why you wanted me to look at it, and because of that, I'm really not a big fan of it. Guys, Cardano's down 95% from its all-time high. 95%. That just is not a good look. That's not a good look at all. Cardano might be a good investment, but I don't see it going back to all-time high anytime soon. One of the other things I wanted to talk about while we were here, of course, Dante, I love interacting with you guys. That's why I'm doing a live stream. A lot more. I've just been sick and busy over the last couple of weeks. I've literally been sick and tired. But the Litecoin block reward halving is going to be happening in about 10 hours. I do want to look at Litecoin for a second. I'm sure you guys are interested in that. You guys are always talking about Litecoin and how much you want to see Litecoin TA. It looks like, and I got a big bet. Oh, I'm sorry, Shepard. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I hope it's not too big. Sorry about that. Anywho, if we look at Litecoin here, Litecoin is in a very interesting predicament. I do wanted to bring attention to you guys on this right here. Litecoin is in a consolidation pattern and has been for the last couple of weeks. I'm looking to see what Litecoin does here tomorrow as we see this breakout. I do have a position in Litecoin. I'm not selling it yet. I do think that Litecoin is going to do pretty well, but I don't want to dive into it at the moment. I've been wanting to buy Cardano, but it's not much info on Shark. Could you take a look, please? I've been wanting to buy Cardano, but it's not much info on Shark. Could you take a look, please? I'll look at Cardano for a second, dude, but honestly, I'm not going to tell you what to invest in, but I personally think it's a terrible thing to invest in. I mean, Cardano, if it was going to do something really nice, I would have liked to seen it a while ago. We can go ahead and look at this, and I'll show you why I'm so bearish on it. If we look out here on the weekly chart, Cardano was bullish during all of this time. We had bullishness on the MACD, but the RSI didn't really move. The reason the RSI didn't really move is because our Cardano just wasn't actually doing that much. It was just trading sideways. The reason that we were bullish on the MACD is because we were down here below the zero level. Right now, we're bearish on the MACD and trending down, even though we're already under the zero level. Right here, we can see that we have seen a bit of bullishness and some bullish convergence on Cardano, but we're also very overextended. If you're looking for a swing trade on Cardano, this is technically a very good deal on Cardano, but whether or not the cryptocurrency that you're buying is a good cryptocurrency to buy is another question entirely. Cardano was trading up here at 10,000 sats at its all-time high. It's down here at 500 right now, guys. Cardano has continuously broken levels of support after support after support and hasn't been able to maintain a whole lot of anything. You can see here on the chart that I don't have a lot of technical analysis on it, but what I do doesn't bode well. Cardano had a level of support right here that it fell below. It got resistance at and rejected down. We got back up above it and then eventually fell back below it again. We had a consolidation pattern right here and we broke bullish, which looked nice for about 12 hours, and then Cardano kept falling down. We had a very strong level of support here at 850 that I was looking to put a trade in. Cardano broke it. Just really a not great looking chart, guys. If you want more technical analysis on that, I might be able to do in a video, but I don't think it deserves a whole lot of attention. It's not a currency that I'm very bullish on right now. You can buy Cardano for low now. You can buy Cardano for very low, but you know what else you can buy for very low? BitConnect. You know what else you can buy for pretty low? Probably the Deutschmark from old Germany right before the Second World War. Doesn't mean it's a good investment. Alts are going to pump by the end of September, give or take a week or two. I agree. I think the altcoins are undervalued. That's something I've been talking about for a while. I'm trying to build a position in altcoins, but as always, guys, you know I'm a big fan of investing just in Bitcoin and just kind of holding on to that. Those gains are big enough for me. Yeah, I think if the price of Bitcoin is going up, people who are new are going to buy the cheap coins again. I think you're right. At the same time, I'm not sure Cardano is going to be one of them. Stellar is down too. You're right, Stellar is down. Stellar's been down for a little while. We did just have someone subscribe to the channel. That was someone flipping a table over. So someone flipping a table over, welcome to the YouTube channel. If you guys are new here and you want to well, see more content, then I do highly recommend you hit that subscribe button. If you are not new here, I do implore you to hit that notification bell, guys. YouTube is not pushing out updates, and it's not pushing out subscription video notifications to people in your subscription feed. So if you want to know about videos going out, you're probably going to need to hit that notification bell. Also, another thing, guys, if you want to support the channel, you can do so in a couple of ways. You can also join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy if you would like to learn more about the markets, and you can also hit that donation button right below the chat box and donate a little bit of money. It is always very much appreciated when people do that, and whatever you say will pop up on screen. Your boy Zambi will tell us what you said. Silver Limey 79 has just subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel, Silver Limey. If Bitcoin is going down, where do you see it will go? Well, there are a couple different places I would see it going. The first of which would be this downtrend of resistance right here. This kind of midline that I've been looking at for a long time. The market has actually decided to trade around, like right here. So if we were to see it go down, it'd probably be right here. Also on the 4-hourly chart, if we break the 20 EMA, this is something I'm looking at as well. We're writing this as support. I don't want to see Bitcoin break that, but if it does, it's probably going to come down and test the same moving average out here on the daily chart, which is sitting down here around 10.4. Below that, I'm also looking at $8,900 and this downtrend should Bitcoin ever go that low again, although I'm not convinced it's going to now. JYK says, you're a fan in Seoul, Korea. I've registered for your Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, and I find it really helpful. Many thanks, and keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much, JYK. I do very much appreciate that. Looks like he donated 10,000 South Korean won. I'm going to go ahead and do a conversion on that. I'm not sure exactly how much that is. We actually talked about won in the video today because we were talking about South Korea and Busan. That's about $8.30. Thank you so much, JYK. I do appreciate it. Silver Limey says, hello and evening, everyone. Evening to you, Silver Limey. It's almost 8 o'clock. Wow. We've been streaming for over an hour as of now. I do appreciate the testimony there, JYK, and if you guys are interested in learning more about technical analysis, we've got a lot of people going through the Technical Analysis Academy, and they're all loving it, guys. You can ask them in the comment section. You can talk to them. Ask away. I don't need to boast about it. I can have them do it for me because they're going to tell you the same thing that I am. And it looks like you guys are listening to me also because 3 of you have joined since we started the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a shout out. Enrolled in the course, Anthony enrolled in the course, and Kevin enrolled in the course. I'm not going to say your last names for your own privacy, but I will say welcome to the course, you 3. I assume you're watching because you guys did join ever since we started live streaming. Let's see here. Best of the best says at Shepard. What's going on here? Why would you... Agreed, Ghost. Bitcoin is king. Don't betray it. Absolutely don't betray Bitcoin, guys. A lot of people talk about what the amount that they should have in Bitcoin is. I would recommend that you have at least half of your portfolio in Bitcoin and at least half of that to be in your trading portfolio. I'll go ahead and throw that out there because you guys talk about that a lot. If Bitcoin breaks out, then what is a good entry point for a momentum long trade? 11.5. Guys, I'll be quite honest with you. I'm not going to look at it that way, Nas. The way that I'm going to look at it is if Bitcoin has a major rally here and Bitcoin does break this downtrend of resistance right here at about 11.5, so I guess we can use a level, then look at this. Should Bitcoin break this downtrend of resistance, I'm probably going to be looking for a trade below 12K. If we see a lot of volume and Bitcoin's breaking quickly, I'm probably going to do a leverage trade here. I'm looking for an entrance. I'm not really happy with it just yet, although I am quite happy with what Bitcoin is doing right now. I'm going to give it a few more days, and look and see what happens here. Dan T says, you can't go wrong with dollar cost averaging. You are absolutely right. If you don't, if you don't want to try and find a good entry, dollar cost averaging is a great way to do that. By the way, someone who has been a subscriber and a follower of the channel for a very long time, ever since we had just a few thousand subscribers, has just joined the chat. Everybody give a warm welcome and a round of applause for the one and only Crazy Cam. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Unfortunately, guys, I don't speak, I believe that's Korean. So, let's see here. Dollar cost averaging is gold. Yes, dollar cost averaging is great. If you guys don't know what dollar cost averaging is, if you happen to be in the academy, then you can watch our video on dollar cost averaging there, and you'll learn more about it with that. But also with dollar cost averaging, essentially what that is you pick a day. Normally the best day is Friday. We talk about that in the course also. Normally the best day is Friday. You pick a day and you say, okay, on this day, every single week, so every single Friday or every single Wednesday, I'd recommend Friday, you invest a certain amount of money in Bitcoin. So say you have $1,000 a month that you want to put into Bitcoin. You put $250 a month every single Friday into Bitcoin, and you don't have to worry about it. People do it in stocks all the time. Great, great thing to do if you don't know a lot about the market, but you still want to reap the rewards. Excellent way. You're not going to make as much money as you could if you're trading and using leverage, but at the same time, there's a lot of money to be made just by dollar cost averaging. It's very simple. Good thing for newer people to do to start building your portfolio. Because over time, that's going to grow and grow and grow and grow, and you're going to move your average down with you if you're dollar cost averaging in a bear market, for example. Selling low and buying high is dumb, and what the whales are counting on. You're right. Most people sell low and buy high, unfortunately. And if you didn't do that, you'd make a lot more money. When 40K says MV043. Well, 40K is in about 38,000 years from now. But as far as Bitcoin is concerned, 40K is probably about 3 years from. Excuse me, not 3 years from now. Probably about 3 years from now. Probably about 2 years from now. We're going to see. I think that Bitcoin's going to break six figures during this bull market, but $20,000 probably going to come in 2021, if I'm going to be honest with you. And it might come next year too. We'll see what Bitcoin does with the remainder of this year and how bullish we're going to be. I think it's going to happen during this bull market, though. I enjoy dollar cost averaging all in one day and then just sit back and relax. I agree. I like doing that as well. Have you ever talked about the whales already, the manipulation of price? You're going to have to be a little more specific on what you'd like me to cover there, because I think people use manipulation and whales as kind of god of the gaps, if you will, in cryptocurrency. I don't like that term. I am a Christian, but that's kind of the synonym here, is when people don't know what's going on in cryptocurrency, a lot of time what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, it's just manipulation or it's whales. Whenever my technical analysis doesn't work, it's because a whale or someone manipulating the market did something that I don't like. Normally, that's not the case. Normally, it's not manipulation. Normally, it's not the boogeymen screwing with you. Normally, it's just that you're wrong. And you need to be able to take credit for what you did wrong so that you can then make the most out of your ability to learn. Someone did just subscribe to the channel. That would be David Lee. Welcome to the channel, my friend. If anyone else is interested in the channel and you want to hit that subscribe button, I do highly recommend it. Like I was saying, though, guys, one of the things that I like to do, one of the principles that I like to follow in my life is whenever something doesn't go the way I want it to, a lot of people do this, and I'm in no way putting myself on a pedestal here or bragging or boasting or saying I'm better than anyone. That's not what I'm doing, but I am trying to tell you guys something very important. Whenever something bad happens in your life, like, for example, you make a bad trade, or you make a bad investment, or you make a bad relationship, or an event, or whatever, you lose a client in your job, whenever something bad happens, what most people will do is they'll look to how it's someone else's fault. And they won't even consider how it's their own fault. They'll look to, here's how this person screwed up. There's how this person screwed up, and this person, this person, this person, this person. What I'm going to do is at the end of this little talk, this little explanation, and I climb down off my soapbox, I'm going to link you guys to a video I want you to watch. Because what most people do is they look for other people to blame. What you need to do is do something that someone named Jocko Willink does. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a veteran Navy SEAL who was working in the Navy SEALs for 20 years. He wrote a book called Extreme Ownership, and pretty much what that book is about is taking ownership for literally every single thing you do in your life. I remember I was watching a video by a guy named Alex Becker. You guys probably know who he is. He's in a ever so slightly different niche. He's in online marketing and online entrepreneurship and SEO and everything. He's a YouTube channel. I remember one time in one of his videos, he was talking about how basically what Jocko Willink was talking about with extreme ownership, about how everything you do, you try to figure out how it was your fault and don't consider how it was other people's fault. You can't control anyone else. You can manipulate them and connive and do all this Machiavellian crap all you want, but at the end of the day, the only person you can control is yourself. So the only person you need to be blaming for when something goes wrong is yourself, because the only person that you can improve at the end of the day is yourself. Alex Becker was saying in this video that if he gets cancer and dies, God forbid, he's going to consider it his fault because he didn't start a company that found a cure to cancer and cured it for him. That's what he's going to say. And I think that's a great way to live. If you always look for how you screwed up and don't consider how other people messed up, you'll be a lot less spiteful, and you're also going to grow a lot more because you're going to be figuring out where you messed up, and you're going to be able to repair that. If you guys go and you watch the TED Talk that Jocko Willink did, he discusses how there was a blue on blue, which is the code name for friendly fire, and someone died in the Battle of Ramadi in 2004 in Iraq, and he was looking for all these different people to blame, but at the end of it, he realized, you know what? It's my fault. No one else's fault, it's mine. He took extreme ownership. That's a great way to live. I highly recommend you guys watch that TED Talk, one of the best ones you're going to find. Anyway, let me go ahead and catch up on chat here. I'm going to mute myself for a second because my dog is needing something. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Nas, you asked a question while I was on my soapbox. You said the link to the course says it says it's enroll $199. It is typically $199. There's a sale running right now. If you use the coupon code 25K 2019, that's 25K 2019 2019, you'll get $40 off at checkout. You just have to press in the field. It'll say something like insert coupon code. I forget the exact term. Yeah, you do that. You hit apply coupon code. It'll pull $40 off the course price. That's 25K 2019. I'll go ahead and type that into chat for you. Well, you haven't met people that want you out of your job before because they're afraid of losing their job for a younger person. I've met all kinds of people, guys. I grew up, I was homeless as a child. I had a lot of hardship when I was younger, guys. I didn't go hungry, but I came close. I've had a lot of hardship in my time, guys. If you name it, I've seen it. I don't talk about it on the channel because it's personal, and you guys probably don't care, to be quite honest. I've been through some crap, dude. I've had some hard things happen to me where I could blame people and I could say it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault, it's that person's fault, it's this person's fault, it's the world's fault, all these people screwed me over, my life sucks because of this, but you know what? That isn't going to get you anywhere. You're not going to succeed by blaming every other person around you and saying that it's their fault because they stole money from you, or it's their fault because they dumped you at the worst time, or it's their fault because they didn't believe in you, or it's your mother's fault because she wasn't there for you. Or that's not going to help you. That's just going to build spite. If you want to grow and you want to learn and you want to move forward in your life, you have to have extreme ownership for what you could have done better. And I'm not saying that it's not ever other people's fault. Of course it's going to be other people's fault. Most of the time it's other people's fault. But that doesn't matter. What matters is when it's your fault. And that's how you're going to grow in trading, and that's how you're going to grow in your life. It's very important that you adopt a mindset like that, because if you're constantly talking about how it's other people's fault, then you're not giving attention to how it was your fault. Because when something goes wrong, there's always a part of it that you could have done better. It may be 99% someone else's problem, but you could have always done even a little bit better. So, I honestly, I care about your situation. I don't want people to think that I don't care, but at the same time, it's very important, I don't care what your situation is, that you're able to take responsibility for your own actions. I'm not saying everything is your own fault. I'm not saying that. In fact, I'm saying that most things probably aren't your fault. The majority of things that happen to you and the majority of outcomes that will happen in your life actually have nothing to do with what you did. But you have to focus on what you can control, because that's the only thing that matters. Everything else is just going to be spike-filled. Thank you, Dan T. Hi, everyone. Hope Bitcoin hits 15... hope Bitcoin I-15 this week. Okay. Well, I agree. Baby Angela says, hi, everyone. Let's just leave it at that. Ghost, you have to overstand your thought, become your reality, not the other way around. That is true. Everything is my fault. And I'm not trying to say that everything's your fault. What I'm saying is that you need to take responsibility for everything that could have been your fault. Oh, and also, by the way, since Ghost is interacting with what I'm saying here, I will respond. He says, I don't want pity, but you have to have some luck, too. I completely agree. Guys, some of the most successful people in the world got there because they were lucky, or they got there partially because they were lucky. But I'll tell you something also. No one got there just off of luck. There's not a single billionaire on this planet that didn't inherit it. I'm talking about self-made billionaires or self-made NBA superstars, whatever. Not one of them got there based off of just luck. Luck had a lot to do with it, don't get me wrong. But people can get there without that, and people need to get there with their hard work and with their own self-reflection and their own self-determination and their own self-criticism, their own self-improvement. So luck has a lot to do with it, but luck isn't something that you need to worry about, because when you are good enough at something, you get luck. You earn luck. I was watching a pool tournament with Efren Reyes. He's playing against someone. Efren Reyes is widely considered to be the most proficient pool player in the history of the sport. He is considered by pretty much everyone, not pretty much everybody, about half of the pool world, to be the greatest pool player that's ever lived in the history of humankind. He made a shot, and he made this shot, and he completely whiffed the shot. I mean, it was terrible. It was a terrible shot. But you know what? The ball went in anyway. It went in the wrong pocket. And the announcers were saying, you know what? He got lucky. But it's okay, because he earned that luck. People who they earn the luck because they put themselves in the position to get lucky. So luck does have something to do with it, but you can make that luck. You're not going to get lucky with a job interview if you don't go out and apply. You understand what I'm saying? You got to put yourself in a position to get lucky, or you're never going to get lucky in the first place. Luck is something that people point to all the time, and it's just something that's overused. Let's catch up on chat here. Best of the Best says, Crypto Jeb, preach given the diamond. Yeah, I like talking about this stuff. Elson Nelson says, it's totally my own fault for losing most of a $10,000 game for lack of stop losses. Wasn't whales, wasn't manipulation. Side note, refreshing your browser to ensure your plays on the markets have been legit. Good comment, dude. It's totally my own fault for losing most of a $10,000 gain for a lack of stop loss. Every single one of us who's been in the market for a couple years and knows what we're doing, the reason that we're not millionaires is not because of manipulation, not because of whales, and and I'm not talking about my own finance, I'm not talking about any of you guys, I'm using examples here. The only reason that any of us are not more successful than we are, let's put it that way, is not because of anything other than us. It's because we could have done more and we didn't. I'm so lucky that a friend told me to buy Bitcoin when it was at 80 euro. Yeah, you're right. You were pretty lucky with that. Thoughts on Kylie Jenner being dubbed a self-made billionaire? Hey, she got her cosmetic line out there. She's essentially drop shipping, which is something that I've dabbled in a little bit, and that can make a lot of money, especially when your name ends with a Kardashian. Jason Whitaker has just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, my friend Jason. As far as Kylie Jenner being dubbed a self-made billionaire, you know, she was self-made, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about it, but she did have an advantage, but that doesn't mean she didn't work for it. I mean, of course she has managers, of course she has people helping her, of course it was a lot easier for her, but she didn't just wake up one day and have $1 billion. She did put some work into it. Let me go ahead and clear my nose. I'll be right back. Apologies, guys. I do have to... Oh, gosh. Hang on one second. All right, I'm still overcoming this cold, guys. I will overcome and I will adapt, but for the time being, I have to keep clearing my nose. Anupam Malik, I do apologize if I'm butchering your name, says, hey, Jeb, have you checked my message? Let's see. Did you message me? I did get a message on Discord, but I don't think that was you. JK messaged me if you're watching. Being bullish engulfing candle in the weekly. Yeah, I know I'm right about it being a bullish engulfing candle. I think he's talking about the candle body, but I don't know if JK is watching this or not, but... Oh, that sucks. Someone's looking for, okay. Jeb is, swear to God, you're the smartest man on YouTube. Well, thank you. I completely disagree with that, but I appreciate the sentiment, by old. I do very much appreciate that. That's very high praise. Is it a good time to short? You know, I'm leaning more bullish. I'd be careful with shorting right now. The trade that I'm looking to make right now, I'll give you guys what I'm doing because I can't tell you what trades to make, is I'm looking for longs for swing trades right now because there may be some downside price action. Get out just a second. And also, not on Discord and chat box. Let's see. But I do think that Bitcoin's mostly going to be running to the upside. Let's see here. Mr. Malik, what did you say? I want to make sure I don't miss this in the chat box. ETH closed below support weekly. Let's check that. I think that's the message you're talking about. Well, I assume you're talking about the Ethereum over BTC chart because that's what successful trading. Welcome to the course, Nas. I see where you joined just a few minutes ago. I have the dashboard up here on the other screen. We've had 4 people join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy since this live stream started. So I hope you guys who have just joined are enjoying the course. I very much do appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and I also hope you guys do get some good value out of it. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything at all, always make sure you let me know. What alts are worth peanuts today, but will one day put me in a Lambo? That's a really elegant way of asking a time-honored classic of a question. Honestly, really, there's some altcoins that I can point to, but in my opinion, a lot of them are just going to be the higher cap altcoins and trading them diligently. You know, it's not really the most exciting thing, but at the same time, if you just sit down and you trade and you invest and you learn what you're going to do, you're going to make a lot of money just about no matter what you invest in. Really appreciate your time, Jet. Well, thank you so much, Satoshi Money. I appreciate you guys for sitting here and listening to me ramble. I don't know how 200... I remember when... I'll give you guys a story. I remember when the channel had 7 subscribers. I remember when it had 7 subscribers. 7. Guys, I was high rolling. I felt real good. I got 2 subscribers in one day. It was a good feeling. We had 7 subscribers. Even back then I said we. I always say we. It's never I. Those 7 accounts, only like 4 of them were me. You know, we had 7 subscribers. I thought that was crazy. I was like, you know what? Back in high school, I had 25 people in a class. If I could get to 25 subscribers, that'd be crazy. It'd be like I'm talking to the whole class. And then you know what we did? We got to 25,000, and that's ridiculous. I remember we went from 7 subscribers to 12. In one day, guys, we got 5 subscribers. I can go back in YouTube Studio and show you that. I was happy. In fact, I might do that. Let me see if I can bring that up where it's not going to show any personal data. I can show you what I'm talking about since we're on a live stream here. But I remember we went from 7 subscribers to 12, and I thought that was the craziest stuff. And I just found it so crazy that people were actually interested in what I had to say. You know, I don't understand why. Maybe it was I don't know, but that was just crazy to me. And now we have thousands of people watching every day, and it's kind of getting normal to me. And I'm trying to avoid that happening because I don't want it to be normal. I want to keep that feeling, and I never want to lose sight of how awesome it is that you guys watch the videos and that you enjoy the videos, and that we're able to have this thing where we provide value for each other and have this kind of mutual exchange every single day. I'm so proud of what I've done, what we've done, what Taylor's doing with the videos. Good shout out to her, guys. I'm very, very excited. I'm really looking forward to the future. I do want to see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this. I haven't used YouTube Studio Classic in a long time. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, Lord. I remember that, guys. That was nuts. Let's catch up with chat here. ETC, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Absolutely, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Let's see here. Where is it? It was back in 2017. God, it's been that long, guys. I remember I was trying to keep the YouTube channel a secret because I knew it was going to do big things. It was one of those things where I just knew. I knew we were going to go far. I knew I wasn't going to stop until it was something really, something that I could be proud of. I knew it was going to be something big in my life. And I think I found it. Yeah. Let's see. Come on, let's see. I really want to find this. Okay, can I bring this up on stream? Yeah, back here. Back in the day, it was right here. On the 5th of December in 2017, we got 4 subscribers in one day. Dude, I was blown away. I was bouncing off the walls. I was so happy. I remember this. God, I remember that. And then we had this video over here. We did a price prediction video on Litecoin. I got 25 subscribers in a day, guys. That's a bad day on the channel now, but back then, oh my lord, that was nuts. I remember we hit 100 subscribers, and I was so happy. Then we hit 1,000, then we hit 10,000 in the summer of last year, hit 25K about a week and a half ago. Things are moving fast, guys. It's really crazy. It's all thanks to you. I really appreciate it, guys. While we're here, I do want to thank you, as always. Anyway, enough old nostalgia here. Let's go ahead and look in on the minute chart. Excuse me. A friend of mine gave me the cold, and I very much don't appreciate it. I tried to return it, but they have a no return policy. And, fortunately, I'm stuck with it now. Anyway, over the last few minutes, Bitcoin, I wish Litecoin was trading at $11,000. I'd be freaking rich right now. I have a long on Litecoin. Bitcoin is testing $11,000 right now. We're a little bit above it. We're looking at $11.43 at the moment. Are altcoins no longer worth? Is there a rally for altcoins? I think there's a rally in the future for altcoins. I think they're undervalued right now. Byold said, Jeb, I'm the oldest watcher of you. I am 79 years old. Hey, anyone older? I'm turning 80 next week. Wow, man. Dude, that's impressive. Welcome to the live stream. You've been here for a while. I know you were talking earlier, Mr. Byold. Good job on you. Good on you for working this for, I mean, I don't know what to say. That's just very cool. That's very cool. Don't ever stop, man. There are people that, I mean, one thing I'm worried about is when I get older, into like my 60s, 70s, that people are going to be like, oh, you should just stop. Or it's not that I'm worried about people saying that to me. I'm worried about people doing that to themselves and just saying, okay, I'm old. I'm just going to stop. What kind of mindset is that? That just kind of sucks. You know? I ignored Bitcoin in 2011. I'm still in shock. Yeah, seriously. I remember the first time I heard about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was trading at $200. I heard that a cop was being paid in Bitcoin. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and I moved on. I wish I hadn't. I wish I had checked it out. I wish I had done what I did in 2017. I would be worth so much money right now. But that's okay. It's not all about the money. Jeb, do you think it will retreat at 11.1 or no? I think Bitcoin's going to keep testing this overnight. Not a lot normally happens overnight time, but if we do see a breakout, it's probably going to be sometime earlier in the morning. If you want to put a trade in on that tonight with a stop loss, with a bit of money already in a position, then that might be a good idea. But be careful. Be careful. Be careful with putting trades when you're not there. I'm not a big fan of doing that. Zachary Tracy says, you deserve the success. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much, Zachary Tracy. I do very much appreciate that. Did you silent Mr. Hubert? No, I did not silent Mr. Hubert, guys. Mr. Hubert has gone to a farm upstate. Oh, I've been saying my prayers for Hubert. I miss Hubert. But Hubert's doing okay. Hubert's doing okay. Hubert's doing okay. Don't worry about Hubert. Hubert's all right. You have 1,000 Litecoin your grandson gave you. Wow. You got a very generous grandson, dude. Good on him. Nice. I was actually going to give some, well, I still am, I just haven't yet, some cryptocurrency to a family member who's 3 years old right now. When they turn 15, I figured the Bitcoin I'm going to put in there, it's not worth a whole lot now, but 15 years, you know, that's a couple $100,000. Looking forward to that. Do I have a favorite crypto trader analyst on Twitter? Like Josh Rager, Don Alt, or Willy Woo, to name a few. I don't use Twitter a whole lot, although I do want to start getting more active on Twitter. If you guys want, you can follow me on Twitter at CryptoJeb. I'm going to try to be more active over there. I mainly watch YouTube videos and read news articles. Not as active on Twitter as I want to be, but I do want to get there. To answer your question, though, as far as a favorite crypto analyst, I like a lot of them. I'll go ahead and name drop a bunch of guys I like. I like Carl from the Moon. I like Sonny Decree. I like Alessio Rastani, although I normally don't agree with him. I think he knows what he's talking about, even if I think he's wrong sometimes. I like Nicholas Merton from Data Dash. I like Peter Saddington from the Bitcoin Hub. I'm forgetting his YouTube channel name. Decentralized TV. There's a lot of good people out there in the cryptocurrency market. Let's see, who else? I'm trying to think of some other names. Those guys I really like, though. I would check all of them out on YouTube. I want to have a grandson like that. I think everybody wants to have a grandson. They'll give him 50 grand, dude. Jeb already on the ladder. 88 long position at the same time. Lil got the bulls by the horns. I do wish you luck, although I don't think you're going to find a lot of success with ADA, although we will see what happens. I've been wrong before, and I will be wrong again. So maybe I'm wrong on that. Sports fan says, that's why I'm asking, is Link a good investment? I haven't looked at it a whole lot, so I couldn't really tell you that. Remember my comment, noobs. Let's see what you said to make us think. No, Link pumped already, silly. Buy low. Not a lot of people get poorer of holding on to their big BTC. Yeah, that's a good point. If you are investing with money that you can afford to lose, good. If you can afford to... Put it this way. Imagine you were to go out into a field and put all of the money in cash that you have that you are willing to lose into a pile, and you set it on fire. How much money every single month can you do that with and still live your current lifestyle without having to worry about money? How much money can you do that with? If it's $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, that should be the absolute most money that you're putting into cryptocurrency every month. If you make $15,000 a month and you're high rolling, you're like a nurse or something nowadays in the medical industry, for example. If you're high rolling, you make a lot of money, and actually $180,000 a year actually isn't that much money nowadays, but let's say you're making 15 grand a month. If you're living off of 5 grand, let's say you put 5 other grand into an investment, say there's $5,000 left over that you can just do whatever you want with. You could literally set it on fire and you're fine. That's the money that you put into Bitcoin. Nothing more. If you already have $10,000 a month going out, you don't want to spend any more money, good. Don't put yourself in danger. There's no reason to. You don't need to. What you need to do is get your own finances in order first and then work in cryptocurrency. There are people that will come and make their fortune in Bitcoin when they're already facing hard times. I know people personally who have done that and done very well. Don't get me wrong. That will work. But when you're broke, the best thing to do is invest your time, not your money. When you have money, the best thing to do is invest your money, not your time. But when you don't have any money, the only thing you have left to invest is your time. That's what I did when I was a lot younger, is I invested a lot of my time because I didn't have any money. So I invested my time, and then with a lot of time investment, I started making money. Now that I have a lot of money, and I'm not saying that to boast, but now that I have more money that I don't have to worry about it, when I have money, I will invest the money instead of the time because I don't want to waste my time on something that isn't worth the money. Right? That makes sense? Wow, what do Americans earn? I was kind of joking with the $180,000 a year. I say that's not a lot of money because when I look at entrepreneurship, I'm looking at bigger figures than that. But the majority of Americans earn around $60,000 a year. I think the median income in most states is around $55,000 to $60,000 a year. Imagine ignoring Bitcoin in 2011 knowing now what the price is. That's what I've been telling people for the last 2 years. Don't make that mistake. Seriously. I've watched people make that mistake every single day they leave the market. Like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Come back. For your sake. You're making a mistake. Seriously, I remember back during the bear market, I'd make these videos and I'd say, are you thinking about leaving Bitcoin? Watch this video first. Those videos would get like 20,000 views because there were so many people considering leaving the market and they needed just a little bit of encouragement to stay. And a lot of those people that watched those videos and they stayed, they came back during the bull market and they said, thank you, Jeb. I needed that because I was going to leave and I would have made a mistake. I saw a lot of people make comments like that and tell me that after the bear market was over. Don't make that same mistake, especially now that we're in a bull market, guys. Seriously. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Ghost Band, I'm not going to say how much money I make exactly, but I will be getting more into personal finance topics later on in the career of this channel. I don't want to talk about it so much right now because we're focusing on cryptocurrency, but I do want to start doing more personal finance content because I know that does really well on YouTube. It's something that I really enjoy, and I think it's something you guys would enjoy as well, and it relates back to Bitcoin. So we won't be compromising Bitcoin content. The videos will keep going out the same, but they're going to be like a second video coming out every day. Not every day, but some days where we're talking about things other than Bitcoin. Any idea on the Litecoin and the halving? That just so happens that I have the Litecoin halving countdown up right here. 9 hours and 45 minutes, roughly, until the halving happens. I've talked about it in a couple of videos. Honestly, I think a lot of what's going to happen on the price has already been factored in. If there's going to be a move on the Litecoin chart, I think it has more to do with this consolidation pattern that's about to pop up rather than the halving itself. What we may see come tonight, and one of the reasons I want to talk about this is because of this, Litecoin is in a consolidation pattern. If we see a 2 or 3% jump, actually I hear about a 6 or 7% jump in Litecoin tonight, and we break bullish out of this, that could lead to a large rally above $110. If we see that happen, we may see something bullish happen. And it may have something to do with Litecoin. It may have something to do with the halving. There may be a correlation yet. Not totally convinced. I think a lot of it's already factored into the price. Take Steam, you'll get better in less time, yeah? Hey, Jab, seems we have a run-up coming for Bitcoin. Question is, how high will we go, and where do you think it will retrace to? Good question. That's something we talked about earlier on the live stream, but I know we have some people tuning in, so we'll go ahead and discuss it again. I think Bitcoin, I wish Litecoin would go to 15K. Bitcoin, I think, is going to probably go to around $14,000, $15,000 by the end of this month. Should Bitcoin, and this is a very big if Bitcoin does manage to get above this downtrend of resistance right here, we're probably going to be up here at yearly high again, sometime around the end of the month, moving on into maybe the end of September. It may take a little bit longer than that. From there, if we reject off of $14,000, the low is probably going to be down here somewhere around $10,000 to $11,000. From there, if we do keep going, the high could be as high as $20,000 before the next pullback. What will be the safe zone to invest in Bitcoin? What would be the lowest point this week? Well, I can't say exactly what the lowest point this week is going to be. It's hard to make an exact prediction like that. But if we look at the market, guys, what I'm doing is instead of investing money right now, I'm looking for an entry point. I'm looking for confirmation. Right here's a confirmation, guys. You see this downtrend? High up here, high right there. We break this, move to the upside, there's our confirmation. From there, you can make a trade pretty confidently. If we break this with volume, we bring our volume up. There's a big spike like some of these back over here or that. You see a big spike in volume as we're breaking that. That's a great place to put a long in. From there, you can ride that as long as you want and make profits. Be careful about trying to call the bottoms when we're already in an uptrend, though. The time to call a bottom was a week and a half ago, not now. Now that we're in an uptrend, we need to look for confirmation to be looking for entry points, not the bottom, because the bottom's already probably in. Should I buy Bitcoin now or what? Like I just said, and I know there's some stream lag, so you didn't hear this yet. I would wait for confirmations. There's several different ones that we can look at. Getting above this downtrend resistance, getting above this high, getting above 14K, those are all entries where I'm going to be making trades on Bitcoin. And I'm going to be looking for gains to be made from those trades, and I think they're going to do well. Marty Smithson says, I'm all in. Only regret will be not putting in more. Let's see. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream, because every time I press record on a live stream, and I think I'm going to go for half an hour, we end up going for 3, because I love talking to you guys so much. If you are enjoying the live stream and you want to see more, let's go ahead and get those likes above 100. We're sitting at 99 right now, guys. Come on, we got to get that above 100. Let's go for like 300 likes for the end of the stream. I know we can do it. I know we can. Also, if you guys are newer to the channel and this is the first time you're hearing my voice, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button, guys. We do daily cryptocurrency technical analysis, and we cover news every day as well. If you're interested in a daily update, then this channel is a place where you should check out. You can hit that subscribe button, see what we have to offer. Also, make sure that if you are subscribed, that you hit that notification bell, guys. That notification bell is very important. If you don't hit the notification bell, guys, you're not going to know when a video comes out because YouTube is terrible about telling you in your subscription feed. Very annoying. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, guys, I do want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. A lot of you guys are really enjoying CT2A. If any of you guys in the chat have gone through the course through CT2A, I want you guys to tell people in the comment section what your honest opinion is on the course. What do you think of the course? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you despise it? I want people to know your honest opinion. Everybody who says anything, if any of you guys do, it's not like I'm telling them to say anything. I want their honest opinion because I trust my viewers. I trust my customers because I've given them a good product. They've told me this is a good product. I can use their testimony whenever I want to tell you guys about the course. So what do you guys think? I'm so sick of crypto, but I'm addicted to it. That's pretty much everybody in the space, my dude. Not really. I'm not sick of crypto, but jokes. Destroyed in Love has subscribed. Welcome to the channel. I saw you chatting a second ago. Let's see what you said. Destroyed in Love said, "Will be a." Oh, well, you're the one that asked that question, right? Oh frick! I see the bell for the first time. Yeah. Don't FOMO in, just dollar cost average, like Jeb explained. Completely right. Dollar cost average if you don't know what you're doing. But if you do know what you're doing, dollar cost averaging is also a good thing to do. And also, by the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream and you do want to support the channel and the business that we have going here so that more videos can continue to coming out, it is also very helpful if you guys would consider donating. There is a donation link with the super chat functionality under the chat box over on the right-hand side of your screen. If you're feeling generous, I would appreciate it. Of course, there's no pressure. Don't feel obligated to do anything. How Bitcoin will work once all the fiat in the world disappears. We shall but bread for one Satoshi or what? We shall buy bread for one Satoshi or what? That's the reason that there are so many Satoshis in a single Bitcoin, is because when you have... Bitcoin would have to go to $100 million for one Bitcoin, for one Satoshi to be worth $1. Bitcoin's probably never going to go to $100 million, guys. It's probably not going to happen. I'm going to wager that that's probably not going to happen. Bitcoin may go to 10 million. So at the end of the day, we're probably going to still be able to divide Bitcoin down to at least like 10-cent increments, which will be enough. If Bitcoin goes to $1 million, then that means that one Satoshi will be worth 1 penny. I don't see Bitcoin going much above like $5 million, so that shouldn't be much of a concern. Once all the fiat in the world disappears, though, it's basically just going to be replacing the US dollar. It'll be a lot more stable, and if everything's being traded in Bitcoin, it's going to be harder for us to tell what the market's doing because we don't have anything to look at it against. The US dollar will be so unstable that things like Bitcoin over US dollar don't make sense. You'd have to look at the US dollar over Bitcoin chart to understand. One loaf of bread will be 2 Satoshis. Could you imagine if some of the people like us, who are in the market now, have like 1 Bitcoin? We could buy 100 million breads, guys. Also, welcome to the channel, Siraj Pokarel. I do hope I did pronounce your name correctly. I do apologize if I didn't. Welcome to the channel. Nas says, my concern is if Bitcoin breaks that resistance, downtrend line you mentioned, we enter a long position and it just crashes down, i.e. we miss the mini rally, so what's the risk of entering now? Here's the risk of entering now. The top could be at any moment. Anything below this could potentially be the top of this, and Bitcoin could crash further. The reason I say that is because on the shorter term, we are in an uptrend. But on the longer term, we're very much in a downtrend. If Bitcoin is going to have a crash, it's probably going to happen before we get to this level of resistance. If Bitcoin's going to fall over, it's probably going to happen before this, not necessarily above it. If you do see a crash happen up here, all you got to do is have a trailing stop loss, a very tight stop, and then you can protect yourself. But on the upside, the sky's the limit, guys. Nas, you just joined the course, so there's a video in there called How to Plan and Execute Profitable Trades. If you watch that video whenever you want to, in that video we use this tool over here, which is the risk and reward tool. I'm actually blanking on where it is because I haven't looked at it in a little while. I think it's right here. Where exactly is that? I know it's in here somewhere. I don't use it anymore because I just use it. I do it all in my head. I think it's right here. I looked at it in a little while. But anyway, there's a risk and reward tool over here on TradingView somewhere. And basically what that tool does is it outlines what the risk is and what the reward is. In the risk and reward video on CT2A and in the video on how to plan and execute profitable trades, we talk about how you want to plan these trades so you have the minimum amount of risk and the maximum amount of reward. If you have a 50% likelihood that you're going to go and rally $1,000, but a 90% likelihood you're going to crash $5, you take that trade on a long every single time. The reason is because you have a potential to make a ton of money, maybe about a 50% chance, but a 90% chance you're going to lose such a tiny amount of money it doesn't even matter. If you calculate that out, you're going to come to a ratio, and we'll talk about that ratio in the course. Once you figure that out, it's very easy to find what trades are good and what trades are bad. That's why those are the first videos in the technical analysis portion. Before we even get into actually how to do technical analysis, we talk about that stuff. McAfee is bananas. He's pretty smart, too. He's also in prison. So he's also in jail. I don't remember if he got released or not again. He got detained like 3 days after he got released. That was really interesting. I stopped following the story after that. All you need is bread and olives. Abel Adler says, considering the interest rates are low now by the Federal Reserve, meaning recession. I talked about that in the video where just because interest rates were lower does not necessarily mean that we're going into a recession. First of all, the Fed is not omniscient. They don't know exactly when a recession is going to come. If they did, then hopefully they wouldn't happen. just because the Fed lowered interest rates does not mean that a recession is coming. Lowering interest rates is a boost to the economy. That's not going to cause a recession, nor is it necessarily an indication of a recession. It's a corollary. It's not a causal relationship. If you look at the history on interest, typically they start lowering them a little bit before recessions, but not always, because if you look on that chart, you're also going to find that many times they start lowering them in just the middle of an uptrend. So just because that's happening, it's not the end of the world. Beware Coinbase scam. Free Bitcoin giveaway for reaching 50 million users. Okay, good call out. There's apparently a scam going on Coinbase. I was not aware about that. By the way, while I got your attention, while we're talking about scams, there is someone who I haven't had an update from. No one's told me about him in a couple of months. But there was, a few months ago, someone going by cryptojeb0@gmail.com, emailing my subscribers. I don't have any idea. I tried to figure out where he was getting my email list. I don't even have an email list, actually. I have one for the course, but he was emailing people that weren't even in the course. I don't have any idea where he was getting that information from. Point is, if you ever get an email from me, and I'm asking you for something, or you think there's any way that I'm going to have personal information from you, it's probably not me. If you're not in the course, I'm not emailing you. Full stop. Because I don't have any way to get your email. If you didn't give me your email, or if you're emailing me and you need to verify that I'm me, there are 20 or 30 different ways that I can prove who I am that no one else is going to be able to get. If you are concerned that someone is posing as me, find out if it's the real me. Contact me on Discord, because there's a way to verify who I am on Discord. You can also email me with the email on the YouTube channel. If we come here to the channel, I can show you this. If you come here to the About page on the YouTube channel, you hit View Email Address. This email address is always valid. This will always be the correct email address. Copy paste that if you're ever sending me an email, because someone will try and pose as me. That's happened many times. Unfortunately, with email, there's no way that I can just get someone else's email taken down. So be careful with that. Like I said, I can always prove who I am. They can't prove that they're me, because they're not me. Pisses me off, guys. Edmund says, love stream. Well, thank you. If you're not paying attention to Bitcoin, what are you doing? I am paying attention to Bitcoin, guys. There's not much going on. Bitcoin's trading about $60 above where it started. We are looking at Bitcoin. I'm talking to you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about me. I've been hooked. I agree. Fed caused every recession. Yeah, you know. It didn't help, necessarily. May said, Jeb, can you keep us updated with Bitcoin price so we can keep in the love stream? Thanks. Yes, I will keep the chart up here so we can look at it, and if anything happens, of course, I will keep us up to date on it. As you can see, guys, I was talking about this 20 EMA a while ago. We're sitting on top of it right now. Really happy about it. Atrix says, we're going to be rich. You're right. No you, sir. Perfect response. No you. Hey, you're stupid. No you. That was the greatest comeback from late 2018, guys. Oh, man. No you. That was a meme and a half right there. Just quit my job on May the 1st. Thanks a lot. Well, best of luck to you, my friend. Best of luck to you, my friend. Best of luck. Nicholas Merton has data on interest rates being lowered and recessions happening months later. I've seen it also. I don't know what data he's referencing. I saw that video on my subscription feed. I didn't watch it, though. Let me go ahead and I'll bring up the federal interest rate, Fed interest rate chart. I'll go ahead and bring this up and look at what some people are talking about here. That's wrong. I know I visited that like 2 days ago. This chart right here, this should be the one. If it's not, I will find it. Yeah, this chart right here. This is the chart that a lot of people look at. And as you can see here, interest rates were slammed to the floor for most of the 2010s after the recession because they were trying to keep the economy stimulated and artificially inflate the economy and keep it running. You know, that's the way governments work. They want things to look nice so they can get reelected. That's just how it always is. And also, I'm not saying that it wasn't a good decision, but the point is interest rates were zero and money was free to borrow, basically. So they realized their flaw in the last couple of years and they started raising interest rates. But now they've dropped them about another 0.25% down to about 2.25. And also, it's not necessarily a good thing that interest rates were going up. They didn't really need to be this high. I'm not going to get into all of it in today's video. It's very complicated. The point is that as you can see over here, before recessions happen, on this chart anyway, it looks like you can predict a recession coming by the Fed lowering interest rates like this. If we look back in time here, we're going to see this happen a lot. The Fed started lowering interest rates before this recession. They started lowering them a couple months before this one over here. They saw the writing on the wall. But at the same time, guys, this wasn't necessarily predictive or indicative of the recession coming. There were a lot of other reasons to believe the recession was coming. If every single time that we lowered interest rates, a recession happened, that'd be one thing. But check this out. There's no recession right here, no recession right here, none right here, none right here. There wasn't a recession. There may have been a bit of economic downturn, but it wasn't a recession. These gray bars right here are recessions. So just because you saw that on the chart doesn't necessarily mean that the interest rates being lowered, that doesn't mean that a recession is coming. It just means that they're trying to make sure the economy is staying stable so that nothing bad does happen. Let's keep looking at Bitcoin here because it is starting to move a little bit. We're looking at about 11.1 right now. And this is why we're live streaming, guys, because it looks like Bitcoin is breaking out. Before we talk about that, Zalidia100 has just subscribed. Welcome to the channel and welcome to Takeoff, guys. Bitcoin is moving and we are currently trading around 1111. I hope you guys remember that day in 2011. Fed raised rates before every recession. Check this out. We are moving a little bit. Jeb, when did you first begin your deep dive into Bitcoin? It was July 31st of 2017. I remember the day well. It was 8 o'clock in the afternoon, and I saw a video by Crypto Nick. If you guys remember Crypto Nick, you're OGs in the space. He was the guy that had 200,000 subscribers because he made BitConnect videos. I saw a video by him. It was like, how I make $30,000 a month doing nothing. And it was a picture of Genesis mining. I was like, you know, I want to make $30,000 a month doing nothing. So I clicked on that video, and the rest is history, because from there I realized, oh my Lord. Have you ever had one of those moments where you're like, I remember this. I remember thinking about this that day. I remember having the thought go through my head. My life has just changed. Something big just happened. It's weird. It was supernatural. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I didn't realize how powerful me knowing this was until later. But that night, when I was going around and making my accounts for Genesis mining and TradingView and Bittrex back then and Coinbase and my email accounts, I was making all these accounts and like, dude, things just changed. Here we are 2.5 years, or a little over 2 years later, with the YouTube channel and everything. It was crazy. I remember that. Things changed so quickly. I started getting into cryptocurrency. It was big. It was like a spiritual moment. It was nuts. It really was. It was actually crazy. It's so insane. Have you ever had? Tell me in the chat, guys. This is something I'm really interested in. Have you ever had one of those moments where you just knew something beyond a shadow of a doubt, and you had no physical way that you could know that, but you knew it anyway? I knew that Bitcoin was the future for me, and Bitcoin is doing very well right now. We're trading at $11,136 and change, and Bitcoin is moving. Let's blast off, guys. We're looking at $11,150. We are doing rather well. Very excited. We're looking at the minute chart here. It is updating live. This is the whole reason I was live streaming today, guys, and the reason we continued live streaming is because I was hoping that something like this would happen on Bitcoin. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Moving to the upside, $1,180, $1,175. $1,190, moving on to moving on to $11,200. We're sitting at $11,200, and Matt Auctioneer starts coming out. Moving down to $11,195 and change. We're going to keep an eye on this, guys. The beautiful aha moment. It really is. It's very interesting. While we're watching the chart here, I'm going to tell you guys a story from my childhood. I remember when I was younger, my father, he'd always prank me on April Fools. And I'll get to that here in a second because Bitcoin's moving again. $11,236, $37, $40. Bitcoin is still on the move. Let's go ahead and check our volume here, guys. If we look at our volume, you can see we're getting some volume climaxes. This is very much a good rally of a market. Very, very excited about this, guys. I've been talking about how I want Bitcoin to rally up to around $11,500 and break that downtrend of resistance. If we can do that, then we can start putting plans into motion to start putting trades in for longs and leveraged positions. Very happy to see that. Anyway, like I was saying, when I was younger, my father used to always prank me on April Fools, and I was young, so I never really expected it. After like 3-4 years when he was starting to stop do it, I would finally realize that what he was doing. But I remember one day, 7th grade, I guess it was April 1st, I think it was 7th grade. It was either 7th or 8th grade. Anthony, why this tool is called TradingView. It's a website. Go check out TradingView. It's where you'll probably want to do all of your charting. I was getting off the bus, and I used to live out in the woods, and we have about a 1/10 of a mile of a driveway. It's a dirt driveway out in the woods, and there's trees on all sides of you. Everywhere you look, there's trees. We used to live across the street from, well, he still does, but we used to live across the street from a cattle ranch, actually. So we'd sit out there and watch bison, have the dog running and everything. I was walking down the street one spring afternoon after getting off the bus with my backpack, and he had parked, not at our house. We only had one car. He parked at the neighbor's house, so I wouldn't see his car. And the neighbor's house was far enough away through the woods you can't see the neighbor. It was really great. I love living out in the woods like that. But I couldn't see his car, so I just figured he wasn't home. Because, you know, sometimes he's not home in the afternoon. He's out working or doing whatever. So I'm walking down the driveway, and I stop about a third of the way down the driveway. And I pivot on my heels. I turn a full 90 degrees to the right, and I look straight at him. And you know what he's doing? He's sitting over there. He's standing over there. And this kind of... By the way, guys, I'm colorblind, so it was hard for me to see him when I knew he was there. There's no way I saw him in the corner of my eye. I saw him standing there. I turned, and I looked right at him. I don't know how I knew he was there. I have no idea. It put goosebumps all over my body. I was walking down the driveway. I just turned, and I looked right at him. When I was looking at him, I couldn't tell he was there, really. Because he was in this kind of gray bed sheet, and it kind of blended in with the background for me. Like I said, I'm colorblind. I have no idea how he was there. No clue. No clue. Really, really cool when that kind of thing happens. It's happened to me a lot. It's like a sixth sense or something, guys. Just really drove me crazy. Anthony says, thanks, bro. I'm 20 years old and have been in this market for 2 years. Considering taking your course since I've made many mistakes, I do recommend you invest in your education somehow, guys. There are people that go to college for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, put themselves $100,000 in debt to learn them a skill that's going to make them at most $100, $200, $250,000 a year. You can make as much money as you want in cryptocurrency, and you can learn to do it in a lot less time on your free time in addition to a job that you already have. I'm going to be completely honest. The skills that you're going to learn in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, if you want to join the course, you're going to make use of those skills if you want to trade in these markets. Everything you learned in there is stuff that I use in my trading and in my investing. If you want to be profitable in this market, you have to invest in your education. You have to either invest in it with your time by learning the market. You do that, it's going to take you a couple of years. You said you've already been in the market for 2 years. There's a lot of that stuff in that course that you're going to have to learn the hard way by making a lot of mistakes, a lot of expensive mistakes. It's up to you. Of course, I'm not going to force you to buy the course, but I do think it'd be a good investment for you. And there is a refund policy. If you decide you don't like it, you can check that out on the refund page. Almost $200 above $11,000 resistance. I'm very happy about that. Atrix says you are the intuitive type. I remember one time I was driving down the street on it's called 23rd Street, but it actually turns into 16th later in town. I was driving down that road, going down a hill, and I'm in Florida, so it wasn't a very big hill, but I was driving down this hill, and I just had this epiphany. Someone's about to pull out in front of me. I'm about to get in a crash. I was going like 30, 40 miles an hour. But, I mean, the speed limit was like 35 miles an hour, whatever. It was in front of a school. It was in front of, I'm not going to say the school, because then you guys would know where I live. But it was, the school wasn't in. This was on a weekend. But, on 35 miles an hour down a hill, coming into a stoplight, I'm like, someone's about to pull out in front of me, and I'm about to get into a crash. Not a tenth of a second later, guys. I couldn't see him when I had this thought. Some dude comes flying out in front of me, pulls a right. He's on my right. He pulls a right, pulls out in front of me. And if I hadn't hit the brakes real hard before I even saw him, I probably would have rear-ended the guy. I could not see him. I couldn't hear him. I certainly couldn't smell him. There was no way for me to know he was there. But I'm like, I'm about to have a crash if I don't slow down. So I slowed down. And I wasn't going over the speed limit. It wasn't like I was speeding. So it was just kind of like, I need to back off. Something's about to happen. Lo and behold, this dude pulls out in front of me. It scared the crap out of me. I'm like, how did I know that? Shepard says, I've sensed people right before they have come up to me. It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Like, people can't sneak up on me. People try to sneak up on me all the time. They can't do it. Anyway, Bitcoin's moving again. We're looking at $11,270. I do want to see Bitcoin close some longer-term candlesticks, like an hourly candlestick, which will happen in 9 minutes, and a 4-hourly candlestick, which will happen at midnight my time in about 3 hours above the $11,000 region. If we can do that, that's going to be a big deal. Ghostband said Guardian Angels. I am a Christian. I do believe in that, and I do think that has a lot to do with it. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to keep the screen up. I need to blow my nose. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I'm still getting over this cold. What best chart for swing trades, weekly or daily? Daily, totally. You're going to need to look at the weekly, but daily. Daily has a lot. Daily's going to be looked at a lot more. God protects his children. I have another story about that, but that's very religious, and I don't think you guys are going to want to hear about that. It was like, holy cow. If I ever needed proof, I got it. Goodness gracious. Jeb, are you still waiting for 11.5 before making a long? Yep. This move that we're looking at is cool and all, but that doesn't change anything about my trade. I already made my plan, and I'm sticking to it. That's one of the most important things you can do in your charting and your trading and everything. You make a plan, you stick to it. If you have a very good reason to change your plan, go ahead, change it. But I don't have a reason to yet. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for Bitcoin to get above this downtrend, and I'm going to go and put a bunch of my Bitcoin that I'm currently holding and put it into a leveraged long position, hold long. If I do decide to make that trade, because sometimes there's reasons that I don't go ahead and go through a trades like that. If I do decide to make that trade, I'll keep you guys posted on that. You do want to hear about it, I'm a Christian. Do you guys want to hear about this really interesting story that I had? It happened a couple months ago. This has nothing to do with Bitcoin, but while we're sitting here watching Bitcoin, I can tell you about this little religious story that I had. If you guys don't want to listen to it, you can just tune out for a few minutes. Love your videos and personality. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much, The Tech Geek. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Hope Hubert's comes back to spell you the precious tips. I do hope so, too. I miss Hubert. Funny stories about Hubert that I can't tell you guys. I'm a newborn Christian. I was the most skeptical guy in the world until 6 weeks ago. I'm saying it's 100% true. Same story here, guys. I was agnostic for a very long time until about probably a year ago. About a year ago. I remember the day. I'll tell you this story, guys. I will tell you this because this is a little bit shorter. Jeb says, sorry, mate, I'm new. What exchange are you using to leverage Bitcoin? You can use BitMEX if you want to use a VPN. I'm not going to recommend you do that because you can lose your Bitcoin and I don't want to get sued. If you're in America and you do need a leverage trade position, you can use Kraken. Kraken does have 5x leverage. So I'll go ahead and tell you this story. A true Christian would give me all of his Bitcoin. A true Christian would give you none of his Bitcoin unless you ask very nicely. So, story. I'll tell you this story. This is not the story I was referencing earlier. This is another story. Guys, I used to live out in the woods. I like chainsaws. I'm a bit of a country boy. In fact, when I drove up, pulled in my garage, you know what I was listening to A Country Boy Can Survive by Hank Williams Jr. I've been listening to that song for a long time. That song is from, God, I don't even know when the song's from. I've been listening to that song for over a decade. I love that song. I definitely have a country bone in me. I have a lot of country bones in me. And I like chainsaws. So I have a friend named Shannon. I can say his name. I do like Dr. Jordan Peterson Atrix. I don't always agree with him, but I do follow him quite a bit. I've listened to plenty of interviews with him. Actually, yeah, Crypto Fail. Yeah. Anyway, story time. So I have a friend named Shannon. And, Shannon lives out on some property also. And Shannon needed a chainsaw. He didn't have a chainsaw. His chainsaws were messed up. I had my chainsaw. So he wanted to borrow his chainsaw, my chainsaw, to do some work. And I was kind of skeptical as to how much he had actually used chainsaws because the chainsaws he had were not his. So I insisted that if he was going to use my chainsaw, that I would have to be there to make sure that he knew what he was doing. Because chainsaws can kill you very easily if you don't know what you're doing. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here for a second. Bitcoin's trading at $11,239. We might have, I think we probably still do have some more gas in the tank here. But anyway, he needed to borrow a chainsaw. So I decided I'd come over and we'd do it together. I had to kind of get him to agree to it because he didn't want to do it. He felt kind of patronized, but you know what? We got it done. So I came over to his house with a chainsaw, and there was this tree in his backwoods that he wanted to clear. It was a tree that looked like a telephone pole. I mean, this tree didn't have a single branch on it, didn't have a single limb on it. It looked like someone had just gone out in the middle of the woods and put a telephone pole there. That's what it looked like. It was just an ugly tree, and he had to go. This tree was so dead that the top had fallen off. At the top, the diameter was probably 8 inches. It was probably a 10-incher, 12-incher at the bottom. 30 feet tall. I wanted to drop this tree. There was nowhere that I could drop the tree and it'd be safe. 360 degrees all around, there were trees blocking it. If you know anything about using chainsaws, typically you want to find a clear area to drop your tree so it doesn't get caught in another tree, because if that happens, you get something called a widowmaker. That's where a tree gets caught in another tree, and if that tree falls, well, your wife is now a widow because you were dead. I didn't want that to happen, so I had to make the best of what I had. There was an oak tree right next to it, and there's a very interesting moral to this story. We're getting to it. I was dropping this tree into an oak tree. There were some light branches up there, and I thought, you know, this tree will fall through it, and that's the best I can do. I want to get rid of this tree. It's the only place I can do it. I'm not climbing this tree and cutting it in half and topping it like people do. Welcome, Charles Jacoby, by the way, to the channel. So I went ahead and I cut and everything. I've cut hundreds of trees at this point. I know what I'm doing, but I was newer to chainsaws at the time than I am now. So I cut the tree down. Bitcoin looks like it's falling a little bit. We're trading around $11,207 at the moment. We've had a minute chart update. We're about to have an hourly chart update, by the way, in 2 minutes. I'm looking forward to that. So I cut the tree down. It's falling through the Roger Hill. You're absolutely right. That's what I'm getting to. It was a very dead tree. And like I said, I was newer I was a newer sawyer. I don't consider myself a sawyer or a chainsaw guru or anything, but I am pretty good with them. But I was newer to it at the time. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'd never experienced this before. So I cut it through, and everything was fine. I determined that it was sturdy enough. You can kind of hit a tree and tell how sturdy it is. I determined at the time, I probably wouldn't have done this again. Well, I know I wouldn't have. But I hit it, and I determined it was sturdy enough that I could cut it, and it'd be okay. So I cut it. It falls down in one piece. Everything's... As it's falling, in the middle of the tree, 15, 20 feet up the tree, it hits the limbs, just as I knew it was going to. And I figured, you know, the tree's heavy enough, it's just going to fall straight through the limbs and land on the ground. That's not what happened. And in that moment, I saw my life flash before my eyes, as they say. And actually, that's what people will say when something happens. I've never had that happen. My life didn't flash before my eyes. I was thinking, oh crap, I'm going to die. Because you know what happened? This wasn't very long ago. This was during the time that the channel has existed. This was later on last year. This tree was falling into the oak tree, and it broke in half. It snapped in half. And what it did is it fell through the tree, broke in half. I was using a steel. It was a MS-170, just kind of a little starter chainsaw. I didn't have a whole lot. The tree broke, and the tree was falling away from me. It scissored back on itself, coming back 180 degrees, missed my left shoulder by 2 inches. I felt the wind go by as it fell next to me. It was 9 inches, 10 inches in diameter, right where it missed me. It missed me by 2 inches. If I'd been standing 2 inches to the left, I would have lost my shoulder. If I was standing 6 inches to the left, I would have been missing my head, and you guys would have never heard from me again. I'd be dead. I'd be in a 6-foot grave right now. I don't believe for a second that I got lucky. I don't believe in that kind of luck. Something happened there. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys know what... If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't get lucky. Someone was there. Something happened. Because I remember this tree fell, and Shannon was sitting over there watching me. This tree fell. I watched it miss me by 2 inches. I was looking at it. I watched the thing come down. For some reason, I didn't move. I just stood there. Somehow, I knew that it wasn't going to hit me. I don't know how. I just knew it wasn't going to hit me. Missed me by 2 inches. I mean, seriously, the length of your index finger. That's how much this tree missed me by. 1,000 pounds of wood would have broken my spine into a billion pieces. Something happened. And as it fell down, I kind of just watched the tree come all the way down and down and down, and then wound up looking over directly in the eyes of Shannon. And he told me later that I looked like I was scared to death, which I was. But he had it happen. We finished, and he's like, dude, you need to take a break. You need to take a break. Let me do it for him. I'm like, no, dude, we got work to do. Let's keep going. So I cut the tree up. We're done. We fell several other trees the rest of that day. I lived, so there was no reason for me to get concerned about it, but I definitely did learn a lesson that day. Anyway, Bitcoin is rallying again, trading at $11,257. Like I said, something was there. Something helped me. Something saved me. That's, you know, I can talk about it more, but this isn't a religious channel. Hope your health is improving. It's not the same without you, sir. Well, thank you so much, Fabricio Navarro. See if I can pronounce that name correctly. Tree work is very dangerous. The dreaded widowmakers. Yes, tree work is very dangerous. Funnily enough, total miracle. I agree. I really do. Tree work is very dangerous. Dreaded widowmakers. One thing that happened that was really interesting. I was cutting shorter trees, like maybe 2-3 inches down at the bottom, just kind of underbrush that I was trying to get rid of. I cut this tree. It's probably about 20 feet tall. I have a video of this, actually. I might upload it to YouTube so you guys can see it, but I cut this tree. and I cut it at the bottom. You know how, Atrix, it sounds like you know about trees, so sometimes when you cut a tree, it'll get hung, but it's not a big enough tree that it getting hung is actually any danger. So what you'll do is you just kind of cut it every 5 feet or so until its own weight pulls it down from the limbs that are holding it up. Well, it just so happens that this tree, it was lighter than the strength of the limbs that were holding it up. So this tree was floating. So I have a video of just this floating tree. It's still out there. That was close to a year ago. That tree is still floating out there. It's just floating. It's like a foot off the ground. And every time people are at the house, I'm like, check out this tree. How's that happening? And most of them know what it is. They look up and it's hanging. But then they're like, how did that get up there? Because the stump is 20 feet that way. They don't know what stump it came from. How do you get rid of the stumps? What you do with the stumps is you can cut a plus sign into them and pour oil in it so it won't continue growing. I thought I knew everything. I thought God was for low IQ people that couldn't think for themselves, had the shock of my life. You know, I was kind of arrogant like that a long time ago. Had the shock of my life too, dude. Saved my life. Thank you, Luke. I love you too. Golden Cross, take us to the moon, baby. Yes, take us to the moon. We're trading at $11,250, and I think we have more in the tank, guys. Let's see what happens for the rest of this week. And stop cutting trees. Stick to trading. I love cutting trees, though. Chainsaws are one of my favorite things to use. I have so many videos of me dropping trees. God, I love chainsaws. I'm going to have to get a video of doing some saw work. I live in a neighborhood now, which I'm not happy about. I'm going to move back out into the woods and use this as rental property or something, because I got to have my forest again. Miss being able to just burn stuff in my front yard. Which I guess I could do that here, but, you know, nosy neighbor would call the cops or something. That's a great moment that you experienced. It no doubt was life-changing, gave you more respect for life and death. How fortunate we are to be here. Absolutely, dude. That was and that's not even the crazy story that I was going to tell you guys. That's crazy, but that's not as crazy as the other story I was going to tell you. At least to me. Maybe I'll tell it. If you guys want to hear it, I'll tell you. You're killing our planet. No, man, I plant trees also. Come on. Got to be a fool to become wise. Good for you, Jeb. Glad you shared that with us. God bless. Absolutely, man. It did. It changed my life. It was one of the things that, and I will say this, I know I keep talking about it, but it was one of the things that made me believe in God. Because like I said, something happened there. It wasn't just, I didn't just get lucky. I can't believe that I just got lucky. There's been so many times in my life that I didn't get lucky. I got very unlucky. But when it came down to it, when it counted, I did. That tree should have killed me. I ought to be dead right now. I'm not. And while you could have just, and while you can just say, you know, Jeb, you got lucky. It just didn't fall on you. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Every single millisecond of that happening. My life didn't flash before my eyes like people say when they're about to die, but you know what? That entire encounter will flash before my eyes until the day I die. I will never forget that. It's crazy. You plant them back. You're the MVP. Well, a lot of the trees I cut down stay on the floor, so those trees just get regenerated into other things. How can this reality exist? Nothing. How can anyone not believe in God? Yeah. I worked with a guy that was in a car wreck, found himself floating above his body watching the mechanic. Funnily enough, after that, he became somewhat religious. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, man, work your time because you got a lot more to give, bro. Dude, that's one of the reasons why I'm so ambitious, because I feel like I'm on a mission. I got work to do here, dude. You guys don't know how old I am, but I'm still pretty young. I mean, I'm not very young, but I'm still in the first half, right? I got plenty of time left. I got plenty of stuff left to do. I'm not done yet. I got a lot of things that we're going to do. And I say I, but it's also we, guys. It's not just the channel. There's a lot of things going on that don't have to do with the channel, but the channel is going to become incorporated into them. I'm not stopping at cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is always going to be a big part of my life. I've known that since the very first day that I got into the cryptocurrency space. But there's a lot more to come besides that. I'm very excited for this coming week, guys. I'm very excited for this coming year and the next 10 years. I'm so excited. I'm really looking forward to what we can do here in the cryptocurrency space and in general, just in the world, guys. Anyone disagrees with you just hadn't had their moment? I think so. Let's not start a religious talk. I have to put on my esoteric hat. Yeah. Guys, we got to talk about my Lord and Savior, the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I am a subscriber to the Pastafarianism. That's a joke. But, you know, Flying Spaghetti Monster all day. Flying Spaghetti Monster all day long. 25 years old here. Says Yana Lasagna. Yana Lasagna. That's a great name, by the way. Looks like you're a Florida Gator. You live in Gainesville? Do you live in Gainesville, Yana? Like, yeah, the Flying Spaghetti Monster, man. I mean, what that's what I believe in. Your boy, you know, what can I say? He's the Lord and Savior. No. Do I believe in aliens? Well, I believe we're going to find out on September 20th, Ramen. By the way, tell me, how many of you guys are going to Pensacola, my friend? May his noodly appendages protect me. His noodly appendages have protected me many times. Pensacola, my friend. I have a friend, I think, in Pensacola. Actually, they're in Apalachicola, excuse me. Something does not come out of nothing. I started a big religious talk. I'm sorry, guys. Something I do want to talk about in the future. Maybe I'll start another channel for it. Epic happening hype. Yeah, let's make sure that nothing really interesting is happening on Litecoin. I have a joke about the rivalry between Florida State and UF, but there is no way I'm saying it on YouTube. No way I'm saying it on YouTube. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream, make sure you hit that like button. It helps us to get ranked in the search algorithm so that more people can hear the gospel of Bitcoin. Make sure you smash those likes. Let's get them to over 175. Let's try and push for 200 before we wrap the stream up later on tonight. It's already 9 o'clock. Man, where have the hours gone? And also, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe. Your name will pop up here on the screen somewhere right around here, and Zambi the Zombie will introduce you to the channel, and I will say hi as well. Also, if you are already subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell, because sometimes YouTube isn't pushing updates about subscriptions to people. Make sure you hit that. Do I have a social media account? I do have a Twitter. I want to start becoming more active on that. Check it out, CryptoJeb at CryptoJeb at gmail.com, at CryptoJeb. Just tuned in. Looked like it wasn't a fake out. Yeah. Let's have a get-together in Manchester, UK, a Crypto Bash, Jeb. Interested in holding a seminar here? I am interested in doing that once the channel is larger and I'm able to actually fill an auditorium or something, which is crazy to me. I have never been to the UK, but it's a place that I very much want to go. Done a lot of traveling around the United States, but I haven't been out of the country yet. The late adopter. Do a recap on the last move. Okay, yeah, let's do a actually, we have to do a little bit of short-term TA. Here on the minute chart, looks like Bitcoin is having a little bit of a short-term correction. Checking out about around $11,200. We're seeing support there due to the 20 EMA. As you guys know, I'm a very big fan of that moving average, which is why we've had it up. I would like to see Bitcoin get support here and move to the upside. We are seeing that MACD is bearish right now on the minute chart. If we zoom out to longer-term charts, like the 15-minute chart, we're still looking very bullish. Oh, I guarantee you we have a bullish cross on the MACD here in the last couple of minutes if we didn't already have one. As you can see, we do have that bullish cross, just as I said. Guys, like I've said in other videos, once you've been watching technical analysis and doing it for long enough, you're just going to kind of know when something happened. I knew there was a cross about 5 or 6 candlesticks ago before I even looked at the chart, because I can tell. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm giving you an example of what will happen when you learn more about technical analysis. We did have a bullish cross a few minutes ago. We're looking very bullish. One thing I also want to point out, like I mentioned earlier, we did just close an hourly candlestick, and that is looking very healthy as well. We closed it well above $11,000. We have officially broken $11,000. I'm very happy to see that. UK here, Jeb. I may do some seminars in the future. I'm definitely going to, just not yet. We got other things to work on first. Viper Guard has subscribed to the channel, by the way. If you want your name to show up in lights and have your 15 seconds of fame, then you can do so by hitting that subscribe button. Your name will show up, and we will introduce you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. I'm also going to go ahead and post this straw poll again. This is asking, shout out for the UK, absolutely. Shout out to my friends over in the UK. You guys have some amazing tea. I like my coffee, but I also like my tea, you know. Shout out to this straw poll over here. This straw poll is asking you guys about when you like to watch videos, and by the way, that's in your local time. What time of day do you like watching videos? I'd be very interested to know, so that we can figure out exactly when we want to start uploading videos. Love UK. Brexit. Yeah, okay. Says crypto fail. BTC is the whole of Antioch. Brexit is definitely an interesting one. I remember all the drama. Well, there's still drama going on about that, but I remember all the drama back in, was it 2016? God, it was a long time ago. Looks like Bitcoin is getting a bit of support here on that 20 EMA. You guys know why I love this so much. It's sitting here, and Bitcoin is trying to get support on it. We did just have another person subscribe to the channel, Mr. Fan Solo. Welcome. Welcome, one and all who have joined. I do appreciate you guys joining us. Had a lot of new faces join us here in the last couple of minutes. Also, by the way, guys, if you want to support the channel while also learning how to do Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, while also doing Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis, I do highly implore you to check out the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Zoned out there for a second and completely misspoke. We have had about 4, 5, 6 people join during the recording of this live stream. We've had David join, Nas also joined. Hello, Nas. We've had 5 people join the course during this live stream. So welcome to all of you who have joined. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or any other things you need to get my attention with, make sure you let me know. Ruben Peters says, my name didn't show up. Let's see what happened here. Ruben, for some reason, Streamlabs didn't recognize you. I'm sorry. We've had a lot of people subscribe that it didn't necessarily show up. Someone just subscribed. I just opened League of Legends. Hang on a second. I'm going to be right back so I can close that. Metal Blaze 4 has just subscribed. Well, I'll give you a welcome myself. I apologize for that, Ruben. Ruben Peters says, my name didn't show up. Let's go ahead and close the League of Legends client. I haven't played... No, I don't want to restart. Thank you. Okay. Back to the chart. Looks like we have a few Manchester people who will gladly host you. Let's work on a crypto seminar. I'd be happy to do that. Hey, Crypto Jeb. Hope you're doing well now. Great timing on that cough. You should get your checked out as you get sick quite often, buddy. I actually don't. I get sick like once a... I get sick very rarely. I just have a couple times this summer. 24/7 on the videos, yeah. Let's see here. I'll see about doing some seminars. We might be able to do something like that. Would 10x from here be madness? No, absolutely not. I think Bitcoin will go over 6 figures. Ghost Band, did my name show up? Ghost, I thought you were already subscribed. It might not be. It might not be recording everyone who's subscribing because we've had a lot of people subscribe. When I'm looking at statistics, it should be, but I don't know that it is. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, we've had a lot of people subscribe this. We've had about 50 people subscribe during this live stream. Not really sure why everybody isn't showing up. If you don't show... League of Legends, yeah, I know. If your name doesn't show up and you did subscribe, tell me and I'll give you a shout-out. I study TA also. Good. This is a very smart time to do chat. I would love to get in on the show, like be a caller or something one day. I do want to start doing callers in the future, so we might do that on the Discord server. Have I been following gold? I haven't been following gold very closely because I'm not personally invested in it, but I have been checking on the chart every once in a while. I'm pretty happy with it right now. It had a big breakout a few months ago. What's the next resistance level? Let's go ahead and zoom out for a second here and answer that question. Till where do you think we can go and retrace a bit? Right now, I'm not really looking for a retracement, to be honest, but if we were to have a retracement, it'd probably be to the 20 EMA out here on the 4-hourly, right down here around $10,700. Also, $11,000 is a very clear target as well. If we go ahead and look at this, Dan T donated $9.99. He said, great chat. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you so much, Dan T. Thank you for the donation. I very much appreciate that. If you guys do want to help support the channel, you can do so by doing several things. One of them is exactly what Dan T just did with the donation. I love talking to you guys, and it helps to make the channel move forward. It helps everything continue running smoothly because this is a business. There are expenses, there's payroll, there's stuff that has to be done, and that does cost money. So if you do want to incentivize and encourage the business to continue running so I can keep bringing you guys content, it does help when you guys do that. So thank you very much, Dan T. Anyway, we were talking about price targets. The next price target that I'm looking at is this downtrend of resistance right here. Like I said, we've talked about this a few times, but we've been recording for 2.5 hours, so many of you guys are new. Yes, Lauren Beard, I am seeing you. Your chats are going through. This downtrend of resistance right here, that's constituted by this high and then this high. I want to see Bitcoin test this. It's probably going to test it for a few days and then break it. Looking forward to that break because that's when I'm going to be getting confirmation and entering my long. Lauren Beard, I apologize. I'm sorry that didn't show up. Welcome to the channel, Lauren Beard. I don't know why it's not showing up. It should be doing it every single day. It should be doing it for everyone, but it's not. I'm not sure why. If you are new to the channel, if you are new to the stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I apologize that everybody isn't showing up. It should, but I'm not quite sure. Where would I set my stop loss this time? My stop loss would probably be below the 20 exponential moving average on the 4-hourly chart. The course is great, says Challenged Investor. Thank you so much for the testimony on CT2A. If you guys are interested in learning about cryptocurrency technical analysis and you want to learn how to do the things I'm talking about in this video and the more advanced stuff that we dive into in the daily videos, check the link in the description down below. There's a link to the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. There's a $40 off coupon code running right now called 25K2019. If you apply that at checkout, you'll get $40 off on the course price. A lot of people are really enjoying it. We've had like 5 or 6 people join during the recording of this live stream. Check it out. It's not going to cost you anything to see what we have to offer. Do I buy Bitcoin right now, or do I wait till it goes down again, or will it keep going up? I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys exactly what my strategy is for buying Bitcoin right now, because I'm looking for a long position just the same as you guys are. What I'm looking for Bitcoin to do is for Bitcoin to go in here and break this downtrend of resistance, and when it does, that's when I'm making my trade. As far as I'm concerned, there are 3 main confirmations we need to see before Bitcoin's well and truly in a rally. 1, break that downtrend. 2, break this high. 3, break this yearly high at 14K. This is the first one. When Bitcoin breaks above that, then we're going to see what happens from there. Tamika Anderson just subscribed, by the way. Yours did go through, so welcome to the channel. Once Bitcoin does break through this level right here and starts moving above this, that's one of the first confirmations. You know how just a few minutes ago we saw Bitcoin start rallying and we saw the volume climax a little bit? We saw some volume peaks. If we come down here on the minute chart, it becomes very obvious what that looks like right here. You see this stuff? That's confirmation of bullishness. We want to wait for Bitcoin to get above that downtrend of resistance. When it does, there's going to be a lot of volume come in like we saw over here. When you see that, you have confirmation of a breakout. That's when I'm looking to put my trade in, up here around $11,500 to $11,700. Somewhere around there, then we'll go ahead and put a trade in. We'll put our investment in, and then I'm going to have leverage on that, and I'm going to have a stop loss I'm going to be trailing it with to keep myself protected for a little while, and then we're just going to ride it out into infinity and beyond. I'm just going to hold that indefinitely. We'll see where I want to sell that in the future. That's the kind of trade I'm looking to make right now, so you guys have a little bit of insight into the way that I go about this. Let's see, someone else subscribed. Patrick Klein has subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Mr. Patrick Klein. I do apologize that everybody isn't getting shown up. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will personally shout you out. I am trying to keep up with chat. We have a lot of people here. Jeb, where did you go to college? If so, what was your major? I did go to college for a little while, and when I was younger, I wanted to go into astrophysics. I had a I remember in 6th grade, in the summer of 6th grade, I didn't have a social life. I don't know how to, I was terrible with social interactions when I was younger. I didn't have friends. I didn't do anything over the summer. What I would do is I'd sit home and I'd watch my boy Neil deGrasse Tyson on Nova Science Now. Tell me if you guys didn't do the same. I would sit there and watch that stuff, and I would watch on Nova Science. There was a lot of things that I watched. I remember watching old school, like some Bill Nye stuff, like back in the like 90s content and whatnot. I remember watching all that stuff, and I would just sit there and learn about astrophysics. I just sit there and watch it, like quantum mechanics. I was in 6th grade. I was watching stuff that people do in grad school. I enjoyed it so much. So for a long time, I remember in 7th grade, I was talking about quantum mechanics. Excuse me, I was talking about string theory with my teacher, Mr. Perez. And we were talking about aliens and stuff. I was having conversations with him on the level that he was with what he knew. We were both on about the same level of our understanding on string theory, because I was in 7th grade and he was he was a teacher. Jack June, I'm new, don't know how to donate. Below the chat box on the side of your screen, it will show up right there. So there's a little square and it looks like a $sign. Skipper donated $10. Thank you so very much, Skipper. I do greatly appreciate it. But back then, and Challenged Investor just donated $1.99. Thank you so much, Mr. Challenged Investor. But anyway, when I was younger, I would sit there and I would just watch string theory videos and quantum mechanics videos. For a long time, I did want to go into quantum mechanics. And then I realized, I don't want to go to college for 10 years. So I decided, what I'll do instead is I'll go into engineering. I like engineering also. Andrew Wade and Andrew Shaw just both joined the channel. So did Patrick Klein. Welcome to the channel, guys. I subscribe. Welcome to the channel, Santiago. So I would watch all these videos, and guys, I was a massive nerd. Still am a massive nerd. I love watching science videos. I would just sit there and watch documentary after documentary after documentary. Have you ever seen the show Young Sheldon? I was not that nerdy, wasn't that much in engineering, and I certainly wasn't that much of a pain in the butt, but I did really enjoy it. Challenged Investor says, what do you think of trading GBTC since it doesn't trade 24/7? Course is great. Thank you so much for the testimony and also for the donation, my friend. You know, I've never traded GBTC, so I'd have to look into that to give you a good answer. If you shoot me an email, you know my email because I say it in the introduction video for CT2A if you're in the course. Shoot me an email so that I don't forget, and I'll look into that and try and get you a good answer on that because I'm not going to be able to give you a great one here at the outset. But as far as I went trying to finish the answer for the question that someone asked, what was my major? My major was actually, I didn't finish college. I started going into business. I didn't enjoy college. I remember the day I told my dad I'm not going to college. I was actually already in college because I was dual enrolled. I was in college, and I was in college in 12th grade. So I was taking college classes in substitution of 12th grade. Long story. I told him I'm not going to college. He's like, yes, you are. I was like, it's not your decision. I remember that conversation very well. So I did end up going to some college. My major was actually in psychology because I wanted to learn about human psychology. Took a few psychology classes. I didn't really care all that much. I just never really cared about college, guys. I really didn't. Diplomas don't matter anything to me. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't need a diploma. I don't need anyone's approval. It just doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter in the slightest. Could not care less. I mean, it's just a decoration on the wall, guys. I can go to IKEA and buy a $50 painting, and it'll look just as nice as a diploma on the wall, and it won't take me 6 years to get it. I can learn how to make money and be happy and healthy and enjoy my life without devoting all that time and money. If I were to devote 6 years and $100,000 to something, I expect to get a lot more than a piece of paper that says I know how to do something. I expect to have a massive business, like a multi-million-dollar business. That's what we're building. That is not what you're going to get from going to college. I do think college is a good choice for a lot of people. It's not for me. What's the next resistance line? I'll say this again, guys. I've said it several times, but I know you guys are just tuning in. This downtrend of resistance right here. I'm going to leave it up for a second. That's what we're looking at. Also, by the way, I've been rambling. Jack June just donated $5 and said, like the speed of your voice. Well, thank you so very much, dude. I can't talk very much faster, but I don't like talking that quickly because people can't understand what I'm saying. Yeah. I do apologize. Thanks for sharing that, Jeb. I think people would enjoy learning more nuggets about you. Maybe incorporate some of that video into a video once a week. There's going to be a lot more vlog content and a lot more stuff on my history and who I am, what I'm about, what I do. There's going to be a lot more stuff where you guys are going to be learning about me in the coming months and the coming years. I want to build this channel into something that's not just cryptocurrency, but something that has to do with personal finance and business and entrepreneurship and lifestyle and stuff like that. I want to, and advice and stuff. Very happy about that. That's what I want to do. Are you one of those who dropped out of college and is now a millionaire like Richard Branson? Yeah, you know, kind of. Jeb, how's it going, man? Says Jimmy Mueller. Jimmy Mueller in the house. Hello, my friend. It's going very good. I hope you're doing well. I can't see how you drew that resistance. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that again for you, Crypto Fail. The reason that this resistance line is here so that you can get it up on your chart would have to do with this downtrend right here, with this high right here and this high right here. We also have this level right there. We're looking for a target on Bitcoin attacking this level of resistance over here relatively soon. I'm not going to, people are asking me about exact numbers about how much money I've made. I'm not going to get into exact numbers, but I'm going to try to say this without sounding like a jerk. I do very well for myself. I don't want to get into exact numbers because they change, and somebody's going to think it's really good, somebody's going to think it's really bad. It's personal, guys. I'll get into exact numbers in the future. Give me time to get a lot of things figured out on the back end of the channel, and we'll get there. I'm not going to get into exact numbers right now, but it's, you know, it's not insignificant. It's a good amount of money. Going to college is for people that work for entrepreneurs. It's all a risk-reward trade-off. You're right. A students work for C students. That's the way that's always worked. And I think that's the way it's always going to work. I'm not bashing on college. Well, yeah, I am bashing on college. I think college is a massive ripoff and a scam. But at the same time, college is good for some people, not for me. I'm not very happy about the college system. I think it's an absolute joke that college, one facet of your life, has more debt to it than all of credit card debt. I mean, that's literally basically every single other kind of debt when you're not talking about real estate debt, which is a good kind of debt. Like, a gigantic portion of personal finance, of personal debt is in college. It's insane. You got people getting 6 years 6-year degrees. They're coming out of college and they're working at McDonald's. It's a joke. And that's no disrespect to anyone who works at McDonald's. I'm saying that if you have a degree, hopefully you'd be able to get a job that pays a little more. Reagan Yu has subscribed to the channel. Welcome, Reagan. I am glad that that has worked. Personal finance and management isn't something discussed enough in the crypto space. Completely agree. It's something we're going to be touching on a lot more. I'll take that as a yes that you made it big. I'm not gonna say anything. Be sure enough to get that sunshine this summer. Need to keep our vitamin D levels up. I've been getting a lot of sun, dude. I got myself sunburned to kingdom come on top of Mount Snicktaw out in Colorado just a little while ago. I live in Florida. I thought that if I don't get burned in Florida, because I never burn in Florida, I thought if I didn't burn here, I wasn't gonna burn anywhere on planet Earth. Boy, was I wrong. I climbed that mountain, dude, and I came down. It felt like my entire top of my head was one big scab. It was bad. It was bad. My hand, too. God. I was on top of that mountain. 13,241 feet at the peak. I had a jacket on to keep the sun off. I had to take my jacket off because it was 65 degrees up there, and I was getting hot in my jacket with the sun blaring down on me. I had to take my jacket off because it was hot at the top of a mountain. So I take my jacket off, I start getting sunburned, I put my jacket back on, I'm getting hot. It's just a lose-lose situation. But it was actually a win-win because I was on top of a mountain. If you guys want to see a picture of that, you can see the picture of that and kind of see what I look like on the community tab of the YouTube channel. I'll actually bring it up right here. We're on a live stream. I'm bringing it up right now. Right here. This picture right here. That's me on top of Mount Snicktaw. Hey, yeah, I did remember the number exactly correct. Yes, I remembered it. Someone says at least we know you're white. Because I haven't done a face reveal yet. Education is a waste of time and money. I completely disagree with you. Education is not a waste of time and money. Education is the most important thing. College is a waste of time and money. This right here is the view that I had up there. Oh my lord, it was amazing. Yeah, that's another thing. Roger Hill just said, Evil Carnarval just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Evil Knievel. I want to do stuff like the jumping a motorcycle into the Grand Canyon and then having a parachute on. I want to do stuff like that, and I'm going to, and you guys are going to see videos of it. What you were talking about there, Roger, is people basically teaching themselves that stuff on their own. I might do a crypto meetup in Florida. That might happen. Jeb, nice at... I'm not going to brag, but, it's aight. Anyway, you can teach a lot of this stuff to yourself. You really can. You really can. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff about astrophysics just by watching documentaries and YouTube videos. I can hold a conversation with you on astrophysics and quasars and blazars and the heat death of the universe and expansion and inflation and cosmological inflation and string theory and everything. I can hold conversations on that. I've used string theory and quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement as analogies on this channel before. I never went to school for it. I learned that stuff in middle school, and there was certainly no teacher teaching me that because they were wasting my time teaching me how to do my times tables. It's just, the whole education system's screwed up. I didn't go to college, but I still educate myself every day. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Keeps moving up. I should do a crypto meetup in Florida after I do I know I already talked about that, but after I do a face reveal, I probably am going to try to do a meetup. I'd love to meet some of you guys in person. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. I didn't go to college, and last year I made $120,000. Exactly. I went to college for like a year, 2. I don't remember what was it, 2 years? 2 years, and I took it part-time the second time. I do not hurt for money. I don't need college. It's just a waste. Quarks, yeah, dude. Up, down, strange charm, top, bottom. That song, there's a song called Strange Charm by Hank Green. Up, down, strange charm, top, bottom. If you don't know what a quark is, it's a got 'em. And with leptons and protons and all we know exists. They make up everything that we can see and that we know exists. I've listened to that song so many times. I'm a massive nerd, guys. You don't know that about me? Let me show you that video. Strange Charm, Hank Green. This video right here, dude. This video. I watched this video so many times. That wasn't when I was in middle school, of course. I was in middle school a long time before that. But where do I live? I live in Florida. What does a free neutron fall apart after 15 minutes? It decays into a proton and an electron. Because if you add up the charges and the masses of a proton and an electron, you get a neutron. That's why neutrons are neutral, because they have the charges canceled out from a proton and a neutron, and the mass of a neutron is ever so slightly higher than the mass of a proton. Even though they're both called one, their masses are technically a little bit different, and the difference is the weight of an electron. Oh, why not 2 or 20 minutes? I don't remember the exact decay ratios, or not the ratios. I don't remember the exact decay mechanics of neutrons. I didn't get that far in depth, but I can hold a conversation on it. Central Florida. I live in Central Florida also. I'll give you a hint. The closest football team to me is the Florida Gators. We're here a group of 5 that watches your videos every day. Greetings from Brazil. Well, thank you so much, Fabricio. Tell me if I'm pronouncing it. I think it's Fabricio Navarro. Navarro. Fabricio Navarro. I remember one time, and an anti-neutrino. I remember one time in, I was in college. I said Pablo Picasso's full name to a Spanish friend of mine. It's Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paulo Juan de Pomocena Maria de los Rimino Cipriano de los Santísimo Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. And I was asking him if I pronounced that correctly. He said I nailed it. And I thought I butchered it, so I'm kind of happy about that. So we've had our first confirmation, Jeb. I don't think we've had it yet. I want to wait for Bitcoin to get to around $11,500. Looking for this downtrend. We are getting close, though. It might happen tonight or tomorrow. Jeb's Crypto TA has the power to split a quark. Dude, power to split a quark. I would have dominion over the entire planet. Do you know how crazy that would be? Me and Crown Crypto are most logical traders that simplify explanations, different approaches, though. Well, thank you. I'm a gynecologist. Nice. Sounds like an Ocala accent. No, actually, it's a Tennessee accent. I was born in Tennessee. That's funny that you think I sound like I'm from Ocala. Okay, I live close to Ocala. I don't live in Ocala, though. I won't keep being coy about where exactly I live, just to annoy you guys. Best of the best. I'm waiting for 11,004. Then I'll sell. Okay. Gosh, guys, where is the time going? We're probably going to record stream until about 10 or so, and then we're going to keep going. I don't want to stop streaming, dude. I would sit here and stream for the rest of my days, but I do have to get to sleep, so I make the video in the morning. Roger Hill has subscribed. Roger, I thought you were already subscribed. You've been in the chat for a while, my friend. Welcome to the channel. If any of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, why not? It's free. You know, that red button, it needs some love, too. Just hit it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it. It likes it that way. Come on. What's the deal? Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Now you're not going to. Got a lot of subscribers coming in, guys. Welcome to the channel if any of you are new here. Also, if you're watching the video, the stream, and you are enjoying it, make sure you smash that like button. You have that too when you're watching Star Trek and you keep saying that makes no sense. Yes, I have that so much. I can't watch science fiction anymore because I know what's bull. Anyway, Bitcoin's trading at $11,386. We are moving to the upside. Looks like that 11.4 target that you were discussing is coming up. Does this look like a cup and handle pattern? Not on the shorter term. OMG, Senpai, read my comment. Lake Butler. I know where Lake Butler is. I was looking at property out near Lake Butler. OMG, Senpai, read my comment. Nick, what did you say? Nick, where is it? Gonna settle long or still wait? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for 11.65. If it gets to 11.65, I may have to go stop and put the trade in, but I'm gonna have to go to sleep soon anyway. Keep streaming. I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. Well, excuse me. I'm not gonna stop in the next few minutes. We'll see. Jack Daniels with honey. Try pizza with honey. It's really good. I live in Loxa Hitachi. I can never pronounce that. I have trouble remembering all the subatomic particles, or so I thought. Turns out there's something like 60 subatomic particles. Yeah, there are a lot. You got your quarks, and then you have all your bosons and leptons and everything. Got the Higgs. The Tiger has subscribed. Guys, I can die a happy man now. I have a tiger subscribed to me. I never thought I'd see the day that a tiger, you like a Burmese tiger? You know, my favorite kind of tiger is a white Siberian tiger. White tiger, like I hope you're that kind of tiger. I was losing on Binance, so I took everything to Coinbase. I'm going to try the HODL method. Good call. One thing, this might be of some use to you, Nick. One thing I tell people a lot is that if you're not being profitable in your trading and you're not quite there yet, one, you need to invest in your education. That's what CT2A is for. That's linked in the description. But two, if you're not getting there with your trading, put more of your money into your investments. Put more of your money into your investment portfolio and have less of it in your trading portfolio. Am I close to the locks? Actually, honestly, I'm not very close to it because I don't remember exactly where it is. I know I've heard that name several times. I'll check on the map and see if I'm close to it. Oh, a friend of mine playing Factorio. Hello. I don't remember. Oh, no, I'm not close to Loxahatachi. Oh, no, I'm not. I thought I'd heard of that. I'm not close to that. I live in North Central Florida. Got excited, Senpai. You already did read my comment. I'm not Senpai. I'm Jeb. Eric said, lol, I just finished a section of Binance in your course. BTC at the time was $3,700. Almost puke. I know. Those videos were recorded a while ago. It's really unfortunate. God, you remember that. Oh, man. How long did it take you to become a pro at this? I started trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrency 2 years ago, just a few days ago. I got into the cryptocurrency market July 31st, 2017. July 31st, 2019 was 5 days ago. So we just passed 2 years. In Star Trek, they always talk about using a tachyon beam. Is that a real thing? It is a particle that can go faster than light, I believe. It's not a particle that can go faster than light. No particle can go faster than light. Any particle that is classified as a particle normally has mass. If it has mass, it can't even go light speed. Nothing can go faster than the speed of light. There was a debate a while ago about neutrinos going faster than the speed of light, and I think a test in Italy that wasn't happening. It was a detection issue. I stream about every... I want to start streaming 2 or 3 times a week, but right now we're probably streaming about once a week. To answer your question, Roger Hill, no, that's not a real thing. As far as I don't watch Star Trek, so I don't even remember what the tachyon beam does. If it's something like a tractor beam, that could be real. Ramen noodles. When is alt season? I'd say that alt season is probably going to come later on this year, early on into next year. I'm not quite sure when exactly it's going to happen. It's one of those things that's hard to predict. But when it starts, I think we'll be pretty confident in when it starts happening. I think when we're looking at CoinMarketCap and we look at the altcoin dominance over here, and that starts rallying, we'll be able to tell. Normally these things are kind of snowball, and I think we'll be able to tell pretty easily when that does come around. Yes, I have one in my car. You have a tachyon beam in your car, dude. Photons are still not understood. Photons are confusing, anyway. Speed of light equals infinite mass. Guys, if you want to talk about quantum mechanics, or excuse me, not quantum mechanics, particle physics and astrophysics, I'm happy to do that. Where are you from in Tennessee? I'm in Knoxville. I used to live in Knoxville when I was very young. I was born in Gatlinburg. Actually, I was born in Pigeon Forge. Actually, tachyon beam can open a fissure in subspace, or so they say. You know, no, I don't think that's real. Do you think the whales can destroy our nascent hope? I don't think the whales are looking to sell right now, honestly. You got to think about that. The whales aren't as powerful as people make them out to be, and also the whales aren't out to hurt people. They're out to make money. I don't think the whales are ready to sell. Do I believe Bob Lazar actually worked on alien aircraft? I believe that there's some crazy stuff going on in the world, but I have no reason to believe that, if I'm going to be honest. My thoughts on Chainlink. You guys are asking me a lot about Chainlink, and I haven't looked into it, so I'm going to have to do that on my own. Do you think he'll retreat now or no? I think we're probably, now that we've had a rally, we're either going to have a blow-off top here in the next couple of hours, or we're probably going to have some, consolidation. Dude, Tennessee is absolutely beautiful. I drove up there in my truck back in March. End of March? End of March. Early May? Early April? April, May, March. Early March. Drove up there in early March back up to Gatlinburg. Last time I was up there before that was in December. I took my truck drifting out at I almost said Cox Creek. That's in Florence. What is it called? I can't remember the name. I took my truck drifting on gravel. You can't drift a truck on concrete. I had to take it out on a gravel road. That was fun. That was fun. But, let's see. Someone was asking me about the, as far as the photon thing, yeah, photons, interesting thing that happens here. Here's an interesting story, guys. This story doesn't really have a moral, but it's definitely interesting. Photons don't experience time. Because you know how, even if you don't understand physics or don't know too much about it, you probably know the concept of as you approach the speed of light, time slows down for you, and everything else relative to you seems to accelerate. And you basically time travel into the future. Well, what happens when you hit the speed of light? Well, when you hit the speed of light, time basically ceases to exist. It becomes like one-dimensional. So what that means is that the very first femtosecond of the universe existing and the very last femtosecond of the universe existing, the very beginning, the very instant at the beginning of creation, whenever that was, whether it was 6,000 years ago or 13.8 billion years ago, whenever you think that happened, the very instant that the universe began and the very instant that the universe ended happened at the same time for a photon, because photons don't experience time. That's really cool to me. I remember hearing that when I was a lot younger and studying astrophysics, and that blew my freaking mind, dude. That was so cool to me. That was one of the coolest pieces of science I'd ever heard in my entire life. Photons, because of traveling at the speed of light, don't experience time. Time doesn't exist for a photon, which is crazy because we see photons moving through time. That's a crazy thing. Oh, I do apologize, guys. Tell me what you think about that. That's so cool to me. Holy cow, you're still alive. I was watching this to watch the replay. Yeah, we're still alive, guys. Crazy. Bob Lazar is not into crypto. Are you serious? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. By the way, guys, if you do want to support the channel as the live stream gets kind of closer to wrapping up here, there are a few ways you can do it. One way you can do it is check out the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy in the description down below. This whole exchange where I give you guys value and you guys give me value is the way this entire thing keeps running. That's the entire basis of an economy. It's the basis of a business, and it's the basis of this business. If you want to learn about how to do cryptocurrency technical analysis, I do implore you to check out the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. We've had probably about a dozen people in the comment section talk about how much they are enjoying the course. We've had several people join today. Eric Villa, for example, joined a little while ago. He's been talking about it. He can tell you if he's enjoying it. Completely his opinion. I'm not telling him what to say. We'll see. My stream got interrupted when Spoke Smart. Were you talking about that? What's up, Jeb? What's up, Joe Ray? How you doing? Bob Lazar said that aliens invented Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. No, not aliens. Anyway, Bitcoin's trading around $11,408 now. We are rallying to the upside. I would like to see this continue. Like I said, guys, when Bitcoin gets to 11,650, I'm hoping it happens sometime tomorrow, so it doesn't happen when I'm asleep. But I do want to make a trade at that point. This downtrend up here, that's what I'm looking for. Interstellar does a good job on physics in a movie. I never actually watched Interstellar, but I did watch a lot of analysis on Interstellar with the physics there. They did the what a black hole would look like very well. Black holes don't look like the way they're portrayed in most movies. They did it pretty well. I'm not going to get into that because I don't remember part of it. But anyway, Bitcoin is moving big here. $11,435. We're moving up to $11,450. Let's keep going. Do we guys think that Bitcoin was created by aliens? No, I don't. No, I don't. We can't go straight up right now. We have reached the limit. We need a little correction. Bitcoin is up 18% just this week. Don't necessarily agree with that. We might have a little bit left in the tank. Let's see what happens. I'm not getting too bullish on this. Like I said, I'm looking to make a swing trade right now. I don't really care what happens on the minute chart, but I do want to keep an eye on it. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Well, if Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes, he can take one of those 1 million Bitcoin he's holding on to and go buy himself a new pair of shoes. How long is considered consolidation? A few days, a few hours, and what is the typical time frame when a breakout can happen after consolidation? It's hard for me to answer that because that is entirely dependent on the market itself, and also whether it lasts a few days or a few hours depends on the length of the rally that preceded it. A rally that lasted 5 minutes and you can only see it on the minute chart isn't going to consolidate for a year. But if you see something like a bull market consolidate, it could take 6 months. It could take a year. It all depends on the time frame. It's hard for me to say that. Normally, consolidation is going to take less time than the rally that preceded it, though. That's about all I can really give you, because that's going to change from scenario to scenario. Anything I really say on that is just not going to be very useful. Do you think Satoshi is real? I mean, someone started Bitcoin. I don't know who it was, but... so Craig Wright should sell his million Bitcoin. Yeah, well, if Craig Wright can prove he has a million Bitcoin, then I'll believe anything he says. But until then, you know. Wish I was that pizza guy that sold the pizzas, man. Oh, I do too, but I bet that guy didn't hold on to it either. I just need 1 Bitcoin I'm working on. Having 1 Bitcoin's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I mean, I remember when yeah. I should have bought when the price was 9,500. Guys, we're going to keep saying that, and I'm going to too, because I'm going to say I wish I had bought more. We're going to keep saying that until Bitcoin hits all-time high. We're going to say that for the rest of our lives. Don't make that mistake. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. We talked about that earlier. But don't make the mistake of missing out either. Nathan Grinner says, I miss getting... Look like we're having an issue. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me all right? Hey, quit it, Jackie. My dog's being annoying. Let's see. Looks like we're having a bit of lag on stream. Can you guys understand me? Can you guys hear me? I am very interesting. I'm very interested, excuse me. Let's see. Guys? Oh, hey, we're back. Okay. 3991 Kiki has subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel, guys. If you are new to the channel and you've never heard my voice before, I do encourage you to hit that subscribe button. We do daily cryptocurrency technical analysis videos, and for some reason, every time I start live streaming, it seems like Bitcoin's about to make a move, and right now, Bitcoin is doing it again. I started live streaming 3 hours ago because I had a feeling that something was going to happen. I was just going to sit here and play Minecraft for the rest of the day, guys. But I had a feeling this was going to happen. Here it comes. Bitcoin has moved all the way up to $11,465 at the time that I am speaking. By the way, Bitcoin is moving quickly right now. I do recommend you all have your chart up. Don't rely on the stream because there is about a 15-second stream delay. As everyone is saying yes, as I asked like a minute ago, for example. People are saying it's a bit glitchy. All that is, I believe, is a bitrate issue, so I'll just raise the bitrate for the next live stream. We're getting close to the end here, so I'm not going to stop and restart. Let's see here. Let's see what the bitrate is right now. Okay, Streamlabs. Where did you put my bitrate? Did you move it? Yeah, I want to raise that to like 5,000. Yeah, we'll do that for the next live stream. I almost closed Streamlabs. That would probably have stopped the stream, so let's not doing that. You were playing Rocket League. You know, I wanted to buy Rocket League. I might buy that now that you said that. I'd like that game. I never played it. Okay. A challenger has approached. Let's see if I can actually pronounce this name. I just dropped a thumbtack in my seat. There we go. I don't want to sit on that. Vladimir Prokulevich. Vladimir Prokulevich. Did I say that right? Welcome to the channel, Vladimir Prokulevich. I like saying Russian names like Vladivostok and Chechnya and, well, that's not necessarily Russian. That depends on who you ask. And Kamchatsky and, let's see, Kaliningrad, although it's kind of German. Let's see, what are some other fun Russian geography? I'm also a geography nerd. You guys might not know that about me either. I'm a massive geography nerd. Mike Johnson said, Jeb felt a disturbance in the crypto force. I did feel a disturbance in the crypto force. Crypto Jeb, if the relative strength indicator is 90 to 100, will the bounce from the top be more severe? Sorry, I don't know the correct terminology. You did fine, Mike Johnson. Good question. Skipper says, hey, Jeb, can I come over? If you can find my house, feel free to come knock on my door. I will probably be kind of upset that you know where I live, but go for it. Anyway, Mike Johnson said, if the RSI is over 90 or 100, will the bounce from the top be more severe? That, in general, yes. in general. In general. I'm going to say in general because a lot of times, even if it gets that high, that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna crash. OMG, I'm a grand champion. Welcome. You're a grand champion. Why are you the grand champion? Can't stop live streaming until 10:650. I guess you mean 11:650. I just realized CryptoJev is smart as shit. I don't know about that. I bought your TA program yesterday. I've gone through a third already. Great stuff. Thank you, Gregory, for that testimonial. Guys, this is why... Oh, hey, the Brookolinos. It's good to see you again, man. I don't think I've seen you in the stream just yet. I remember you from many other streams. It says, hi, Jeb. How much of a drop back do you expect now based on this major jump? Thanks, Jeb. Still working on building up my one Bitcoin. Love your stream. Love the straight talk. As far as this pullback, Bitcoin is probably going to pull back somewhere to one of these 20 EMAs. I'm looking at the hourly chart right now, sitting down here, and for a longer term pullback, maybe to the 4 hourly down here. I'm not really expecting that to happen anytime quite soon. Honestly, there might be a bit of a correction, but I'm not... Guys, I'm kind of on the fence here. I think Bitcoin's more bullish than bearish, but I might be wrong on that. I think that Bitcoin is sitting pretty set, is looking pretty good, and I think Bitcoin's going to move up here. Right now, the reason that I haven't put a trade in is because I'm not totally sure. I want to see Bitcoin give me confirmation. I haven't seen confirmation yet. Bitcoin could crash a long way, it could crash not very far. We're going to see. I'm not sure yet. I can't really give you a great answer on that. Dan Johnson, if you put... I've seen you do that a few times. I'm going to have to put you in timeout if you keep spamming your address, dude. Sorry about that. I pulled it. I guess I can look for another entry. Yeah, you know, now might be a good time. Bitcoin is having a bit of a pullback here. It's not going to hurt you to pull a trade. Oh, boy. I do need to get to sleep at some time, guys, because I am trying to get up and upload the videos earlier. Look at the daily, monthly, weekly. We will do that to wrap the stream up. I'm getting pretty tired, so I don't want to do a whole lot more. But we'll go ahead and look at this. I'm surprised my voice is doing so well after talking for 3 hours. Although, you guys may be able to tell that I talk a little too much anyway. Anyway. Hey, is it too late to buy? I don't even think it's ready to buy. Your screen is blurry. Maybe the slow stream. I think it has to do with the bit rate. I'm going to go ahead and pain there. I'm going to go ahead and increase it in the... for the next live stream. That wasn't a cutout. That was just me pausing. Are we still having an issue? I'll be right back, guys. I'm hearing a bit of a noise. Alright guys, we're back, and interestingly enough, now that I've come back and get a fresh set of eyes on stuff, sometimes it's a good idea to just walk away from a chart real quick and come back and look at it. I look at this and I realize, hey, look at this. Bitcoin is looking very bullish. I'm very happy to see this. We're looking at a seventh green candlestick in a row. See, I've got the bear market in my head. Let's go ahead and put you in timeout. But nevertheless, Bitcoin is looking really good right now. Like I said, I'm waiting for that confirmation. I want to see Bitcoin get above this downtrend of resistance. Then I'm putting my leverage trade in. As soon as I do that, I will show you guys. If I remember. Sometimes I don't because of reasons, but nevertheless. So fix your internet. It's not an internet problem. It's a bitrate problem, and I can't change the bitrate without stopping the stream, so I'll just have to do that for the next one. Welfare internet connection. No, I have a very good internet connection. It's just that the bitrate's kind of low. So, like I said, we'll fix that for the next one. I'll update that as soon as we stop streaming, so the next one's fine. Sorry to ask again, but I lost the stream. Is it too late to buy? Like I was saying, I think it's not even ready to buy yet. I'm waiting for that confirmation after about 11,650. Looking forward to your course. Thank you, Brooklelinos. He says, thanks, Jeb. I heard that there was going to be resistance maybe at 12.2, so went back into USDC. Unfortunately, missing the pump. This has been my crypto karma all along. That will happen to you. That's something that happens to all of us. And you're just gonna have to keep an eye out for. 12.2. I haven't personally seen a whole lot of resistance at 12.2, but we'll go ahead and look at that. 12.2 is right here. I have to see why they're pointing that out. Maybe they're talking about a VPVR level. Let's see if VPVR has anything to do with why they're calling that. I don't personally see why they're doing that. They're probably talking about this little blip on the VPVR with some trading over there. I don't see 12.2 being huge. I'd like to see Internet Connect. I'd like to see why they're doing that. Like I said, guys, I'll go ahead and fix the stream bitrate later on. By the way, guys, let's go ahead and get to 200 likes before we wrap the stream up here in a few minutes. If you did enjoy this, make sure you also hit that like button and the subscribe button. Guys, that subscribe button is a nice little rectangle red button. You've probably seen it before if you've ever been on YouTube in your entire life and you haven't been living under a rock for the last 13 years. If you are interested in the daily videos, do check that out. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell because sometimes YouTube doesn't like to do its job and notify you of your subscriptions, even though that's like the entire point of subscribing to someone. I'm not happy about it. You're not happy about it. I don't think anyone's happy about it. You know, it's not a good thing. I'm not very happy about it. But anyway, if you want to be updated every time a new video comes out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I meant 11.2. Sorry for my typo. Oh, no problem, man. Okay, so for 11.2, that's a little bit different. Let's look at 11.2. I think I was talking about 11.2 because that is a VPVR level, if I'm remembering correctly. Excuse me, I'm thinking about 10.6. 11.2, let's see. 11.2 is one that I do see. 11.2 is right here. This level right here, I agree with whoever's saying that, whoever you're quoting. Wow, congrats, Jeb, bro. I just know 25K. Yeah, that's actually the coupon code that you, Eric, you paid with cryptocurrency earlier. The reason that was $160 and not $200 for the course is because of the coupon code that you didn't even know, but I applied to the price of the course for you. That is running because we got, because we hit 25,000 subscribers. Shrek lol says, yo, Jeb, can I get your graph, please? Bracket question mark. Ryan Haynes has just subscribed, by the way. Welcome to the channel, Ryan Haynes. If you want your 15 seconds of fame, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Where can I get my graph? My graph is on TradingView. If you go to TradingView, you will find this chart. 11.2, I can see that because there's a lot of trading over here. Right over here, back over here, we have resistance and support. This is kind of the middle line for a lot of this trading. Definitely a place that we'd be looking for resistance. And now for support. How do you think the halving will affect Bitcoin? I love your channel, man. I think the halving is going to have a moderate impact on Bitcoin. I think the hype cycle around the halving is going to have an impact in the same way the hype cycle around Litecoin is going to have a big impact on Bitcoin. This was the best live stream I've seen of the Bitcoiners. Well, thank you so much, Robert Callen. We're definitely going to do more of them. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, hit that subscribe button and also smash that notification bell. We're going to be doing more live streams in the future. I do hope you guys did enjoy. We're going to wrap up in a few minutes. Not just yet, though. We did manage to pass 200 likes. Let's see if we can get to 250. Like I said, thank you, all of you, for joining and watching and you know, supporting the channel as always. It's crazy. I was telling a story earlier about the day that we went from 7 subscribers to 12 subscribers, the 5th of December. Excuse me, yeah, the 5th of December, a month after the 5th of November of 2017. Got 4 subscribers in a day, dude. I was jumping off the walls. I was so excited. I was so happy because my previous 3 YouTube channels that I made when I was younger, when I was back in like my 20s and stuff, not back in my 20s, before that, I'd get like 1 subscriber a month. I got 4 in a day. Oh man, I was excited. And now we're doing 4 in like a minute. That's just crazy. So thank you to each and every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. Eric says, yeah, thanks, man. I was wondering if it was because I've been following your channel since long ago. Actually, it was because of the coupon. Like I said, I was in a hurry when I was answering your email, so unfortunately I couldn't be more personal in the email. But I did see where you said you've been following the channel for a long time, and I did really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Mike Smith says, hey, Jebedizer, Bitcoin to the moon. Absolutely, Bitcoin to the moon. Dude, be sure to live stream more. Absolutely. Totally. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I hope you guys continue to enjoy it. What is the price where you're going to set the leverage trade? About 11,007. Let me show you exactly what that is, because like you said, I circled it and I didn't really show a level. Depending on when we hit that level, it's going to be above this red downtrend right here. So it's going to be somewhere up here. If we break it right here, the trade's probably going to be at about 11.8. If we put the trade right here, it's probably going to be about 11.6. Depending on where it is, that's where we're going to put the trade in. I want at least like $100, $200 of margin here before we actually put the trade in, and I want confirmation that Bitcoin isn't just going to rally and fall back through. I don't want to buy the top. I want to wait and make sure that Bitcoin is rallying properly. That's what I need to see. So we're going to see how that happens, how that plays out. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be a leverage trade on Kraken, probably. The Brooklino is a last thought. Are you saying don't plan on a drop back correction, which I'd hope for in order to maybe get in on the pump? Maybe this is not the right way to look at it. Thanks, Jeb. It's not that that's not the right way to look at it. It's that I think that is I think that's a suboptimal way to look at it compared to the way that I'm looking at it. And of course, I'm going to say that because that's the way I'm looking at it. Demon D, you've been in a lot of live streams. Hey, guys. I'll talk about Litecoin to wrap up here in a second. The reason that I'm looking at a trade like this is because at any time here, before we get this first confirmation for this new uptrend, guys, before we get this first one, there's three of them. There's this breakout right up here above this downtrend. Then there's this level right here and this level right here. Before we see that happen, it will be a long trade. Before we see that happen, Bitcoin could fall over and we're still in a downtrend. We're still technically in a downtrend until we break this. Even then, we're still kind of in a downtrend. So that's what these confirmations over here are for. Once Bitcoin gets above this level and this level and this level, first confirmation, second, third. I can count. First, second, third. And then Bitcoin's going to get up here and we're going to have those confirmations. I don't expect another dump. I expect another rally. I'll be right back, guys. My dog is barking at literally nothing, as Jackie always does. Okay, we have returned. Let's catch up on chat here. Excuse me. Eric says, why not take profit, put on stablecoin, wait for confirmation, whether down you have profit locked in? Thoughts? I agree that's a good way to do it. I currently am not in a trade on Bitcoin. All my Bitcoin's in an investing position, so I don't really have anything to do that with. Although I could do that with some of my investing position, but I keep those two separate. That is one way you can do that, is lock in profits, and then immediately after the breakout, then you buy back in, and you catch both sides of it. That's a good way to look at that. If you can execute that and you have the skill to do that, great way to trade. Challenge investor, I'm going to answer that, but I'm not going to answer it the way you want it. I don't touch Bitcoin taxes with a 10-foot pole. Not on this channel. I ain't touching it because I ain't being responsible if something goes wrong. Very touchy subject. I never talk about taxes, so I can't really answer that for you. If it's going to drop, it's probably going to drop in the next day or two before we hit this downtrend, or at the downtrend. Good stream. Glad I'm subscribed. Well, thank you, Jiwanami. I'm butchering your name. I know it. I can sense it. I can feel the frustration seeping out of every orifice of your body, dude. I can feel it. I'm sorry. Get a CPA. Yeah, pretty much. Get a CPA, guys. CPAs are great. Taxes in general is not a great idea to try doing your own. Cryptocurrency taxes, good Lord in heaven, they are complicated. Find a good CPA. Oh, guys, I don't want to do it, but I think we're going to have to wrap it up. I don't want to, guys. But I think that's going to have to do it. Should you keep an investment and trade Bitcoin separate? Absolutely, and never shall the two meet. Never shall the two meet. Never shall the two touch. My trades can go into my investing portfolio, but when something goes into my investing portfolio, it's like a black hole has captured it. It's not coming out. I put money into my investing portfolio, the heat death of the universe will come before I sell that Bitcoin at a loss. You understand me? I put money in my investing portfolio, it never comes out. Indie Trust, I'm sorry, we've been live streaming for over 3 hours. I have to finish the courses then. Jeb, take out of coffee. I have to get some sleep so that I can make a video in the morning. Don't you guys want a video in the morning? Anyway, guys, that is going to have to do it for this live stream. If you did enjoy the live stream, make sure you smash that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously when you do that, because these videos and these live streams take a lot of work, they take a lot of time, they take a lot of money. So I would be very appreciative if you would do that. It doesn't take you very long. I would be very thankful for that. Also, before we wrap the stream up, if you are interested in supporting the channel, there's a few ways you can do that. You can subscribe to the channel and hit those notifications so you can watch the videos. That is enough. Thank you to each and every single one of you that does that. But also, if you want to support the channel, you can do it through a super chat below the chat if you enjoyed the live stream. And you can also do so by buying the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. There's a link in the description down below. We've had a lot of people buy the course just today. We've had 6 or 7 people buy the course today. We're getting kind of close to 1,000 people in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. People are really enjoying it. We've had people talking about how much they enjoy it all day. So if you want to do that, I would be very appreciative. I hope you guys did enjoy the live stream. Like I said, CT2A is linked in the description. There is a coupon code down there for $40 off as well. We did just have someone hit that subscribe button. Nico Antonazo has just subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel, but goodbye for me for today. I will see you guys in the morning. I caught 15 minutes, don't get the notification, I guess. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to wrap it up. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, guys. I hate saying those words. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.